second score bug just a little to the first one. That's check. Uncheck that one and check the one below it that says score bug game 2. And that should be all set. You might have to drag the little.
For the Comets in the second game, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base here in the first. We're going.
All right, so this score bug game 2. I want to do what on that?
5-3.
Click the eyeball or the unlock?
Click the eyeball next to it.
Uh-huh.
And then is the one on top of that grayed out or still white?
It's still white in like a box, a red frame.
Okay. Is the game 2 one showing? Is the 0-0 one the one you see on the left-hand display?
The game 1, yeah.
Okay. So click the eyeball next to the game 1-1.
Eyeball on the game 1, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, okay. So now, do I have to get anything to make it?
Yeah, there's a little slide bar between the two screens. You'll just have to drag that one all the way to the right. No.
Wait, no.
It's about.
Okay. Nope.
10th way down the laptop screen.
That's all you.
Hit me with that again.
There's like a slider. It's about the third, somewhere between a third and a halfway down from the top of the screen, right between the two displays.
Oh yeah, got it.
Yeah, you just got to drag that all the way to the right, and you're good to go.
Okay, I think I got her.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, Bill. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, bye-bye. Adam, thank you. All right, I'll go turn to you, and you can give us a recap at the top of the first.
Right. All right, welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We've had some difficulty getting on the air here for game number 2, but it's 1-0 score after a half inning. Nick will give you a replay of what the Mayville State Comets did in their half of the first inning.
Yeah, so once again, it was a tale of right field. They had 2 flyouts to the right, but Kevin Conway came up and hit a home run, and that's where we're at right now. We're in the bottom of the first now.
All right, leading it off for the Bellevue Bruins in the bottom of the first inning, third baseman Scott Hansen takes a called strike on a fastball from starting pitcher Jackson Parker for the Mayville State Comets. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one's down low, 1-1.
We love technology, don't we, Mick?
Oh, it's crazy. Well, yeah, things that just a little bit off mess us up. On the season, Jackson Parker, a 1-win and 5-loss record, an earned run average of 14.68. Strike 2 call, now 1-2. 10th appearance on the season, 4 of those appearances as a starter. 19 inning picks for Parker, 38 hits, 32 runs given up, 9 strikeouts against 11 walks. Down low, 2-2 the count on Scott Hansen. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors and nobody left for the Comets in their half of the first inning. The Bruins at work in the bottom half of the frame. Scott Hansen, the leading man for the Bruins. Swing and a miss on a slider on the near half of the plate. Strikeout, the first out of the game for pitcher Jackson Parker. Next up in the Bruin order, first baseman Steven Elsner. Basically the same lineup that we had for you in game number 1 for the Bruins in the batting order. Not basically, it is the exact same lineup. Gavin Wuschke getting the start in game number 4 of the series for the Bruins. Allowed the solo home run in the top of the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Elsner, ball 1 called.
Still a beautiful day to play ball, much like it was in the first game of this doubleheader.
Steven had 1 hit in game number 1 today. Chopper to short. Villarreal looks it in. And across the diamond, 6-3 on the plate. So 2 up, 2 down for the Bruins in this bottom of the first inning. Bruins got on the board early in game number 1. They plated 6 runs. The Bruins batted around in 3 of their 6 innings of work on offense in game number 1. Here's the Bruins catcher, Logan Grant. Grant with 15 home runs on the season. That's tops for the Bruins. Logan was 1 for 4 in game number 1 today. First pitch swinging, line hard, but foul up the first base line. Mick Krupski and Nick Grimm back with you behind the microphones for game number 2.
Hello.
As the Bruins Now a perfect 11-0 in North Star play, 27-11 overall. Logan swing and miss at that high fastball. For the Mayville State Comets, they are now 3-8 in conference play, 11-22 overall. Again, we'll have the Senior Day ceremonies at the conclusion of today's second game of the doubleheader, so hopefully everything coming through loud and clear for game number 2. So we've got a couple of texts in the queue as that ground ball is hit to second base. McQueen can handle it. E4 on the play to allow Logan Grant to reach base. Jack McQueen on the charge. Ball went into his glove and then right back out of his glove, so an E4. First error of the game for the Comets. Here's center fielder Jake Lacey, the Bruins cleanup hitter. Jalen Ruffin checking in as the courtesy runner for the Bruins, replacing Logan Grant.
Jackson Parker, the starting pitcher for Mayville State. Castleton, North Dakota. He's a freshman.
Lacey awaits the first pitch. Chopped hard again. Villarreal, the shortstop. He'll go to second base on the fielder's choice. The side is retired. For the Bruins, no runs on no hits. There was one error and one man left on base. One inning in the book. Mayville State leads it by a score of 1-0 over the home team, Bellevue Bruins. All right, so we got a late start. We apologize for that. The computer was throwing me a curveball.
You know what, Mick? I make enough puns, and I'm glad you're finally warming up to it.
There we go. You're rubbing off on me, Nick.
That's what I'm here for.
33 degrees in Anchorage, Alaska, according to Buck, our Alaska fan club up there. 76 degrees here in the Omaha Bellevue area. So enjoying a beautiful day on Senior Day as we recognize the players and the families.
Is that warm or about normal for this time of year in that part of Alaska?
That's a good question. Buck, you'll have to answer that one, not me. Normally this time of year in Omaha, the temperature is in the low 60s, the 30-year average. So we're well above that today, 15 degrees above normal if we get to our high of 80 degrees. Temperature pushed up by the south wind that is blowing sometimes from right to left field, sometimes straight away as it kind of circles around inside the bowl that is John Stella Field at Brown Park.
It just kind of does its own thing.
Leading it off in the top of the second inning for the Comets, left fielder Jalen Denton.
Leading off for the Comets, batting fifth in the lineup, left fielder number 14, Jalen.
Denton coming into this weekend, or excuse me, to this doubleheader, hitting .233 on the season. Logan Grant blocks that pitch up in the dirt. Gavin Wuschke on the mound for the Bellevue Bruins. Gavin, a 5-2 record on the season, a 4.66 earned run average. Foul out of play, left side. This is Gavin's 11th appearance on the season. All of them in a starting capacity. 5 wins and 2 losses in 46 1/3 innings. Gavin has allowed 59 hits, 28 runs, 24 of them earned, a 36 strikeout to 8 walk average. Flared down the left field line. Elijah Tanner gives chase, but it's going to drop about 7 or 8 feet in foul territory. So just a strike as Denton goes back to the home plate area to continue his at-bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Denton, the left fielder. Hit in the air once again to right center field. It's going to be Jake Lacey who will call for it. He uses his glove to shade the sun, and 1 away in the top of the second inning. Center field is now becoming the Sun Field at John Stella Field in Brown Park. And as the game progresses, it'll move around towards the right side. So a nice job by Jake using his glove and bill of his cap to shield against the sun. Here's second baseman Jack McQueen. First pitch swinging on the breaking ball, back against the net and back to home plate. Same 3-man umpiring crew in game number 2 as was game number 1. They'll just move around a little bit. Missing wide, I believe that is now Curtis Carlson behind the plate. Chris Sintek at first. Bo Vergitz, the umpire, at third. 1-1 count on McQueen. Line hard and fair, just down the left field line, about a foot inside the foul line. McQueen rounding first on his way to second base. It'll be a stand-up double, so 2 extra base hits for Comet batters in this one.
Mayville is not going to repeat what happened at the beginning of last game. They have come out very strong, starting with their own home run from Conway, and they're just showing Bellevue, hey, we're not going to let that happen again.
Next batter, the catcher, Riley Rankin. Rankin, 276 on the season coming into today's action. Had a couple of hits yesterday. Took an offer in game number 1 today. Wind continuing to blow. Now it looks like it's again from right field corner to left field corner, so balls hit in the air to left center and left are going to get a little extra push. Wuschke delivers. Chop foul off the batter in the batter's box.
I like to check those flags periodically throughout the game, and I feel like every time I look at them, the wind's always blowing in a different direction. It's that, I don't know, swirling effect from being in the bowl. That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a meteorology background like you do.
My only meteorology is I watch weather on the nightly news. All right, hopefully everything is coming through loud and clear now for game number 2 after we had some initial technical difficulties. Grounded, first base line, past Elsner at first, down into the corner. That'll be a score. A run batted in for Riley Rankin as back-to-back doubles by the Comet hitters. First by McQueen, he comes in to score on the double by Riley Rankin. We'll have a courtesy runner coming in for the Comets to replace Rankin at second. That is number 20, the courtesy runner. Number 20 is Jet Hutchinson. Courtesy runner Jet Hutchinson on
Number 20, Jet.
for the Comets as first baseman Quinn Pershing steps in. Pershing did not play in game number 1 today. He played in one of the 2 games in yesterday's doubleheader. He hits it well to right field, but right at right fielder Anthony Lynn. Lynn makes the catch. He's going to try to throw to third base, but it won't be in time after Hutchinson tags up on the play. So now 2 outs in the inning as the Bruins try to strand the second base runner.
Both hits for Mayville this inning have been right along either foul line. The first one right along the left foul line. The second one shot right up through the right foul line. On the right foul line.
The batter is the shortstop, Tony Villarreal. A nice breaking ball there from Gavin Wuschke in the zone, called strike 1. Villarreal had a good game too yesterday. Had 3 hits in that one. On the outside corner, another breaking ball, 0-2 the count. Villarreal 0 for 2 in game number 1 today. Wuschke comes set at the belt and delivers another breaking ball. Appeal to first base, they say no swing. Logan Grant had it blocked up and applied the tag, but for no avail. 1-2 the count. On the shortstop out of Grafton, North Dakota. Fastball chopped. Scott Hansen has to wait for it to get to him. Strong throw across the diamond, right on the money. Nice play by the Bruin third baseman to retire the side. But the Comets pick up 1 more run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base after 1.5. The Comets 2 and the Bellevue Bruins looking for their first run of game number 2. Bellevue won the opening game in this series by a score of 6-3. Second game, 11-1. And in game number 3, just completed at 15-7. Back to the mound, goes Jackson Parker for the Comets. I've been saying 15 seniors all weekend long because that's what I was told, and as I count the numbers, it actually adds up to 16. So somebody ran out of fingers past 10 and was just kind of guessing from there. So 16 seniors will be honored today by the Bellevue Bruins, many of their families with them, making the trip to the Omaha-Bellevue area. Jaden Vinson, Scott Hansen, C.J. Townsend, Elijah Tanner, Logan Grant, Parker McMahon, Jace Wessels, Jake Lacey, Balas Buckmaster, Jordan Brandenburg, Brady Toth, Austin Sheaver, Gavin Wuschke, Stephen Elsner, Teron Williams, and Jared Eifler. So, yes, I counted them again. That is 16 rather than 15. Here is Elijah Tanner leading it off in the bottom of the second inning. Again, if you'd like to send along your greetings, text message number 402-515-7654. 7654. Sequential going down. First pitch from Parker is low, ball one. You got the Mick and Nick show again today. Mick Krupski, Nick Grimm bringing you the broadcast. Another part of the cast of knuckleheads up here in the press box. Grounded up the middle. Villarreal, the shortstop, a busy man in game number 2. 6-3 on the play. So already the shortstop, Villarreal, with 3 assists in game number 2.
Villarreal's been putting in the work today at shortstop. He has just been a machine, diving for the balls, throwing them, using his own momentum to help assist with the throwing of the ball.
The anchor of the infield defense. Here's right fielder Anthony Lind. First pitch from Jackson Parker, missing outside. Anthony had 2 runs batted in. A sacrifice fly his first time up, and a RBI double his third time up in game number 1. Spins a breaking ball. It catches the outside edge, 1-1.
Lind using that wood-colored bat, and I gotta say, I really like that look.
Here's the pitch. That's hit well to center field. Center fielder Lundmark going back. He'll have room, however, to make it just shy of the warning track for the second out of the inning. Again, good outfield play by both teams this entire series. As players covering some territory, that time it was Carson Lundmark making the play. Now with 2 outs, the designated hitter, Aiden Macaras, will step in. Aiden with a booming home run over the left field fence in game number 1, providing 1 of the 15 Bellevue University runs outside. So each of the batters in this inning, Parker has started outside, behind in the count. From the windup, the pitch. Now 2-0.
You know, going into this game, Jackson Parker is a 16.41 ERA with 1 win, 3 losses through 17 pitched. But he has been locked in so far today.
Fouled out of play, right side. We have Glenn, we have Adam, we have Ray, we have Nick, we have me. Knuckleheads aplenty. The quintet of press box guys here today. Hi to Bill Mullins, not with us today, the sports information guy who's almost always in the press box for Bellevue baseball. His son working today, not working, he's having some fun. Pinewood Derby. Hello to Bill and Micah.
I've always wanted to do that.
I think you're a little beyond the age for that now. Hit well in the right center field by Aiden Macaras, and that one's on the hill beyond the right center field fence. Aiden Macaras with his second home run of the afternoon, 1 in each game. Aiden will make his trot around the bases as the Bruins now make it a 2-1 game for Aiden Macaras. Now 8 home runs and 23 runs batted in.
Surely you're never too old just to carve some wood and send it down a hill, are you?
Don't call me Shirley. Bada bing. And again, the strategy that the Bruins have employed all weekend long, Nick Gravel gets the start. And then the first time that 8-hole spot comes up, it is Balas Buckmaster coming on to hit. And Balas will play second base until possibly late in the game when Gravel will re-enter for defense. So here is Balas Buckmaster. Balas has been swinging the bat great in North Star Athletic Association play. Had 2 hits, a single and a double in game number 1. Had 2 runs batted in conference play. Balas coming into the day hitting .556, and that average will only go up with his 2-for-3 effort in game number 1. Hit in the air to shallow left field, and it'll drop for a base hit. And then bounces over. Straight double for Balas Buckmaster.
That is an example of the Sunfield, I believe.
Not really on that one. That was just good placement. The shortstop, Villarreal, was going out. He couldn't get to it. Left fielder Jalen Denton coming in. He couldn't get to it. Then the high hop went over their heads. So that was more of a field turf double than a sun double. Right now, the sun field is pretty much straightaway center field. If you look at the shadows of the players, it's going straight out towards center. So more of a field turf double than a sun double on that one. Here's C.J. Townsend, the shortstop. Chance to tie it up for C.J. Low and away. And again, Parker starting outside off the plate on the first pitch to a Bruin batter. C.J. had a run batted in game number 1.
See the leaves swirling a little bit down there on the field.
Pickoff play at second, close. But Balas got that hand back in there in time. Now he shares a laugh with Jack McQueen, the Comet second baseman. Hey, we almost got you, didn't we? Balas has 1 year of experience with Dickinson State University, played there in 2023, so maybe he and McQueen remember each other from those days. Pitch in the zone for a strike call. 1-1 the count on C.J. Townsend. C.J. coming into today hitting .308 in conference play. Last year, C.J. with a 20-plus game hitting streak for the Bruins. Lays off that breaking ball. They'll appeal to the umpire at first base. No swing. CJ fouls that one back. CJ's dad, holy lateness. Yeah, we were both late on this one, Bill. We got our baby. Get hot, CJ. You got this. On senior day, CJ, a 4-year career at Bellevue University. Brother Blake, a 1-year career. Played for the Bruins last year, the pitcher, after his career at Oregon State University. CJ lays off another pitch down low and away. Full count on the 9-hole hitter for the Bruins. Rankin, the catcher, setting out over the outside part of the plate. CJ drives that one up the middle. Villarreal will able to stop it with his glove. Will not be able to make a play at first, however. That is an infield single for C.J. Townsend, but a good play by Villarreal to keep the ball on the infield and not allow Balas Buckmaster to score on the play.
I think if Villarreal would have been able to keep hold of the ball, that could have been an out.
CJ pretty fast down the line. Excuse me, my voice going Joe Cocker on me again here today. So we'll get a sip of Coca-Cola and be good as new as Scott Hansen steps in.
Oh, you're right. CJ is fast. I think it would have been very close.
Townsend with the lead at first. Hansen first pitch swinging in the air to the right side. A trio of players given charge. Jack McQueen will take charge, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Well, the Bruins do get one run on the home run by Aiden Macaris, his second of the day. One run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 base runners left on after 2 complete. The Comets 2 and the Bruins 1.
2, Bruins 1.
Bruins on the final day of an extended homestand. The Bruins started this homestand back on March 23rd against Peru State. And after playing Peru State a couple of games, they played a midweek game against York. They swept Valley City in a 4-game set, then a midweek game against Morningside. Then they swept Dickinson State in a 4-game set. And then last Wednesday defeated Midland University and have won the first 3 games of this 4-game set against the Comets. Bruins now 14 consecutive wins on the season. They've gotten hot from late March through our current time. Bellevue averaging 8.5 runs per game. Bellevue pitching ERA at 4.84. Bellevue defense outstanding at 9.76. The Bruins have only made 1 error in the 3 games of this set. Leading it off in the top of the 3rd inning. Top of the order, here's Chris Shotbell. Breaking ball from Gavin Wuschke in the zone for strike 1. Flew out deep to right field. His first time up in this 2nd game. Foul ball.
He flew out really deep to right field, too. That was some excellent work put in out there by
Anthony Lind.
Anthony Lind. Thank you.
Shotbell 1 for 3 in game number 1 today. Way wide on that one, now 1-2. Bruin pitchers seldom have a 3-pitch strikeout. Occasionally you'll see it, but a lot of times they want that 0-2 pitch off the plate. That one's in the plate and hit in the left field for a base hit. Chris Shotbell, his first hit of today. Shotbell had hits in 3 of the 4 games of this series. His biggest hit, a home run in game number 1, a 2-run home run, in fact. So the leadoff man is on in the top of the 3rd. The batter is the 3rd baseman, Kevin Conway. Conway, solo home run. You didn't get a chance to see it. Sorry about that, Kevin. As I was tinkering with the computer. Possible double play ball. Townsend to Buckmaster. And Elsner doesn't make the catch at first. Looked like it just kind of bopped off the glove of Steven. Didn't secure it. So a fielder's choice puts Conway at first base. Shotbell retired 6-4 on the play at second.
Better bring up center fielder number.
Here's center fielder Carson Lundmark. He too flew out to right field his first time up.
We're not quite there yet, but the first game, all the balls were going to center and right field.
That one's fouled back.
And it looks like we're starting to see a little more hit toward the left field, which is where I originally thought most of the balls were going to get hit last game, but I clearly don't know ball, Mick.
You're going to check it out, aren't you?
0-1 the count on Lundmark. 1 of 2 Lundmark boys on the Mayville State roster. That pitch upstairs, brother Garrett got the start in game number 1. Lundmark from Spokane, Washington. That pitch also upstairs. Logan with the throw down to first base. Threw so hard he knocked the wire out of his earpiece.
You need that.
Puts it back in.
You need that in there.
He gets the pitch selection from pitching coach Sean Malley. Then he relays by signals out to the pitcher. Chopper over to Elsner at first. To second base, Townsend for 1. Back to Elsner. In time, the Bruins turn to 3-6-3 double play. One of the hardest to turns. Nicely started that time, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base after 2.5. The Comets 2 and the Bruins 1.
That was a really, really good job by Elsner, because when the ball came back to him, for that last part of that double play, he looks like he was close to tripping a little bit before he caught the ball. But he was able to complete it, and then they were able to knock out that fantastic double play.
So the Bruins flashing some leather in the top of the third inning. Back on for his third inning of work goes Jackson Parker. Jackson spelled Jackson. Hey, we haven't heard from Wagga Wagga today. Oh, okay. Ray Quinn doing the PA work today for us. Fooled me yesterday saying he was texting in from Wagga Wagga, Australia. And he wasn't, but I fell for it. So anyway, be kind to this old man over here behind the microphone. Bottom of the third inning, Steven Elsner will start things off for the Bruins. Trailing by 1 run, Bruins have led the entire series until this one.
It's currently 6:05 in the morning at Wagga Wagga, by the way.
All right. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
Yes, it is.
Here's the first pitch from Parker. Down low, ball 1. So again, Parker continues to work behind every hitter. Don't know if that's by design. I wouldn't think so. Just kind of the way it is so far through the first 2 innings. 2-0. Oh, hitter's advantage here at 2-0. Steven Elsner with 40 runs batted in, had 2 runs batted in yesterday. 13 home runs, 13 doubles. Symmetry in those extra base hit categories. That one's hit down the right field line. Tailing, had home run distance, but it's about 20 feet to the right of the foul pole, so just a long strike for Elsner. He has power to every area of the park. Again, just to remind you, it's 325 feet down the left and right field lines, about 380 to straightaway center.
Did it hit a branch out there and then just roll back into the field?
It hit about 20 feet up the hill and came back down. So the right fielder, right fielder retrieved it and tossed it in after it came back. So now 3-1, again, advantage to the batter. He can be very selective. Parker in the windup. And that one hits the front arm of Steven Elsner near where he's wearing all that protection because of that strained bicep muscle. He'll walk down to first base on the hit by pitch. So not the pitch, either the pitcher or hitter wanted in that situation. The Bruins have the leadoff man on in the third.
That's the second time he's been hit today.
So a couple bruises for Steven as he stands on at first base, and catcher Logan Grant steps to the plate.
He was hit last time in the first inning of the first game.
Logan reached on an error his first time up. We mentioned Steven's home run totals. Logan has 15. That leads the team. Also 6 doubles. Chased a pitch down and away. Logan's parents in the crowd here today on Senior Day. He obviously wants to do well for them as well as for his team. Elena and Kevin foul to the net. And his grandmother Elizabeth with us as well today, coming here from Alberta, Canada.
Logan has had a very good season for himself.
Very good 3 seasons as a Bellevue Bruin. That one fouled away once again. Logan started his college career, junior college level at Bismarck State University. In 2023, his first year as a Bellevue Bruin, he had 11 home runs, 20 his next year, and 15 and counting this year. 64 home runs in his college career. That one's hit to left field. Left fielder giving chase, but he will run out of room. Jalen Denton getting some exercise out there. He'll head back to his spot as Logan Grant readies for another swing.
plays summer ball too in the WCBL.
The Western Canada Baseball League. We've got a whole slew of Bellevue players, past and present, who are part of the WCBL. Down low, gets away from the catcher. And Riley Rankin will not make a throw. Wild pitch on that. So Elsner in scoring position for the Bruins. Bellevue starting pitcher Gavin Wuschke, Bellevue starting catcher Logan Grant, part of the WCBL winning team last year, the Okotoks Dogs.
It's a DAWG.
Logan gets into that one, but it's going to be off the bat, so won't have the distance. Right fielder comes in to make the catch, and Elsner will stay at second base. Oh, right fielder Chris Shotbell coming in on that one. 1 on, 1 out.
Center fielder number 20.
For center fielder Jake Lacey. Jake, a fielder's choice his first time up today in this game. Lacey had a great doubleheader yesterday, collected 5 hits in the 2 games.
Not a bad outing.
Yeah, I'll take that for a week's worth. Here's the pitch from Parker. Popped up, sky high, shallow center field. Lundmark coming on, and he can't get to it. A long way to go on that one. The shortstop or second baseman may have been better off to call on that one. Carson Lundmark gave it an effort, but it'll be a base hit for Jake Lacey. As he couldn't make the catch, Steven Elsner alertly advancing to third after the drop. So runners at first and third for the Bruins. Scoring opportunity. Catcher Riley Rankin heads out to the mound to talk with his pitcher and infielders. I'm sure they want to talk about what happened here with runners at the corners and 1 away. Elijah Tanner patiently waiting at home plate.
We've seen a few of those airplane belly ticklers today.
Getting them up in the air. Again, if you weren't with us in game number 1, the wind is pretty strong today. Steady at 20 miles an hour with gusts towards 30. Which means it'll be pushing it out from the right field corner to the left field corner. Conference has concluded. We're back to the action for Elijah Tanner. The Kennewick, Washington native started his college career at Whitworth University in Washington, played 3 years there. Breaking ball clips the outside corner. Not only played baseball, but he was also a wide receiver on the football team.
Oh.
Trying to plate the tying run for the Bruins in the bottom of the 3rd inning or more. He will do it. Hit to left field for the base hit. Steven Elsner waits to make sure it dropped, and he will trot on home. So Elijah Tanner with the RBI single, and the Bruins have tied it 2-2. For Tanner, that is run batted in number 33 on the year.
For the Bruins, right fielder number 17.
Here's right fielder Anthony Lind. Anthony hit the ball well his first time up, a warning track out to center field.
Another player who does baseball and was a wide receiver, Brody Brecht, now Colorado Rocky, drafted by him.
Flared down the right side. Again, the right fielder giving chase, but won't be able to get there.
4-year Letterman wide receiver for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, okay.
Now pitching as a part of the Colorado Rockies minor league system.
Iowa has a football team, do they?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good rivalry between Iowa and Nebraska in every sport in which they compete in the Big Ten.
As a native Iowan, I cannot say which team is my favorite.
There we go. Jackson Parker comes set. Breaking ball off the end of the bat. Little flare. First baseman giving chase, but he won't be able to get there. Quinn Pershing needed another step or two to try to make that play in foul territory.
Nobody else seems to be happy for me on Black Friday, though. I don't know what that is.
If you look at where the Missouri River is and which half you live on right now, so for those of you who don't know, Nick, producer at radio station KOZN, 1620, The Zone. Did I get the correct letters there?
You did.
All right. Runners at first and second for the Bruins, one out in the inning. Down low, blocked up by Rankin.
Little fun fact, 1620 The Zone's tower, Bellevue.
Oh, all right. Part of the Journal Broadcasting Group, or have you guys changed that?
Nope.
Nope, still part of Journal. Okay.
No, it's NRG.
NRG. I'm sorry, wrong group.
I've never heard of that other group.
Okay, who are they? Hit well to left field, towards the line, giving chase and making the catch in foul territory is left fielder Jalen Denton. So Anthony, just a little bit off the top of the bat on that one. Now 2 outs in the inning. I do some voiceover work at NRG. I didn't see your picture up on the wall there with all the other guys.
Oh, it's there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll have to look harder next time. Here's Aiden Macaris, the Bruins DH. His solo home run got the Bruins on the board in the last inning.
I do look a lot different, though. That's when my hair was longer and I had a beard.
Okay.
We got headshots last summer. I hope they replace those soon.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Aiden. Moms and dads, brothers and sisters, fellow students from Bellevue University on hand today for Senior Day. Not the final game of the regular season, but this is where they wanted to place it, down low. One more home series. Next week, the Bruins are on the road. They'll be traveling up to South Dakota to take on Dakota State on the 18th and 19th, and then the final home series of the regular season here on April 25th and 26th against the University of Jamestown. Swing and a miss. Nice movement on that breaking ball from Parker. 1-2 on Aiden Macaris. Home runs in each of the games in today's doubleheader. Hey, let's go for a trifecta, huh?
Do you think North Dakota gets mad at South Dakota because South Dakota gets Dakota State?
Good question. 2-2.
There's got to be some kind of North Dakota-South Dakota rivalry, I'm sure.
Oh, most definitely. My wife's a Sioux Falls native, so there are a ton of schools and junior colleges in both North and South Dakota for the population.
NDSU would be the closest thing.
2-2 pitch, strike 3 called. Aiden knew it. He just got full, was looking for something off speed. He got the express instead, and the strikeout retires the side. Second strikeout of the game for pitcher Jackson Parker for the Bruins in the third. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. The Bruins have left 5 runners on base through the first 3 innings, but we're tied at 2-2.
I visited Sioux Falls for the first time last summer. Beautiful up there.
It's a lovely town. Population about 150,000 now, as it's really grown a lot.
Caught a Canaries game while I was up there.
Yeah. Sioux Falls Canaries play in the American Association along with the Lincoln Salt Dogs and other teams. Sioux City Explorers, I believe, and the non-affiliated minor leagues. But there actually is. If you ever do go to Sioux Falls, be sure you see the falls at Sioux Falls. Very pretty, very scenic area that they've renovated over the years.
I loved it over there. Just right in the middle of town right there, too.
Yep. Downtown's a nice, easy, friendly walk. A lot of little shops there.
A lot of good restaurants.
Paid for by the Sioux Falls Chamber of Commerce. Here we go at the top of the 4th inning. We're 1/3 of the way through this 9-inning contest. Gavin Wooschke back to the mound for the Bruins. First man he will face in the 4th is Cam Goff, the designated hitter. Hit towards center field, and that's going to drop in front of Jake Lacey. Jake had to play that on the long hop. Nice job of not letting it over his head. So first hit of the game for Cam Goff. He's the runner at first base.
That was a very well hit ball. Very, very well hit. Where it landed, it was just, you couldn't get to it.
Elevated fastball that he turned straight around. Here's left fielder Jalen Denton. Swing and a miss. Wuschke working ahead. As I mentioned, Gavin Wuschke and Logan Grant, current Bruin players who were part of that Okotoks dog team last year that won the Western Canada Baseball League Championship. Blocked up by Logan. Also, several Bruin graduates, Brendan Luther, Brock Townsend, TJ's brother, Blake Crippen, and Cade Herman, part of that squad.
They got that dog in them.
And there were a bunch of Bruins on two other teams in the WCBL. Throw to first. C.J. Townsend, Parker McMahon, and Elijah Tanner all played for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And Jake Lacey, Nick Gravel, and Scott Hansen played for the Lethbridge Bulls.
I imagine there's a lot of beautiful ballparks up there, just with how scenic Canada is.
Lays off that pitch. It's in the strike zone. 1-2 the count.
I've never been. That's on the bucket list.
Yeah, we're planning, my wife and I are planning on heading up there in September, up to Banff National Park and Jasper and Yoho and Waterton, and finish off in Glacier on this side of the border. So if any of you up in Alberta have suggestions for us, places we can't miss, let me know. That text message number, 402. On the outside, Black. The strikeout is the first out of the inning. Just the first strikeout of the game for Gavin Wuschke. And the next man up, second baseman, Jack McQueen. Again, the text message number, 402-515-7654. Breaking ball hit in the air to center field. Jake Lacey has it looked. As the sun goes behind a cloud temporarily, that'll help Jake track that one. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Inning continues for the catcher, Riley Rankin, an RBI double. His first time up in this game.
Batting next for the Comets, the catcher number 22, Riley Rankin.
With that run batted in, Rankin up to 14 runs batted in on the season. Ball one, the first count on the first pitch. In tight, they say it just grazed the jersey of Rankin, so he'll head down to first base on the hit by pitch. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the kind of get, just grazing the jersey of Rankin. And now the courtesy runner, Jet Hutchinson, will come back on to run for the catcher. Runners at first and second with two away. And the batter, the first baseman, Quinn Pershing.
Number 10, first baseman, Quinn Pershing.
Pershing out of Bozeman, Montana. Parker McMahon, Bruin pitcher, also out of Bozeman. Wonder if they played against each other prior to this. Hit in the air to the left side. Elijah Tanner going a little bit towards center field and back in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch, and the side is retired. A strikeout and two fly balls around a single and a hit by pitch. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and two runners left on base. The Comets have stranded three through the first four innings, and we're tied 2-2, our score. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Bellevue Bruins. 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for the Mayville State Comets. Got a nice compliment from Buck up in Alaska for our work. Thank you, Buck. Appreciate you listening in to support of Belas, your grandson, and the Bellevue Bruins.
Just enjoying the outside right now. Pardon me for being distracted.
No, it's a great day. It's a If you get a chance to be outside in the Omaha-Bellevue area, 76 degrees right now. Let's check the wind. They're saying it is 25 miles an hour out of the south. So blowing just a little bit harder than it was at the beginning of the game, moving now straight out of the south. So I haven't detected any of that smoke scent in the air. We're inside the press box, so we're not getting the full lungful of whatever. Usually you come to South Omaha, you smell more of the meatpacking industry. Doesn't smell as bad as it used to 50 years ago when it was the top meatpacking area in the country. And then there were stockyards and cattle poop all over the area. As we get ready for the bottom of the fourth, here is second baseman Balas Buckmaster. Had a double his last time up. That pitch up and in. Got a piece of the home plate umpires. Rankin kind of whiffed on making the catch there. I can't do the math in my head without a calculator or pen and paper, but Balas hitting over 600 in conference play with 3 hits today in the doubleheader. Make it 4, just inside the baseline. It's going to be another double for Balas as he heads into second base uncontested. And a good start to the 4th inning as the Bruins trying to take the lead in this one for the first time today. So 2 doubles for Balas Buckmaster in this game. A single and a double in game number 1. So 3 doubles on the day for Balas. Let's see here. That gives him 7 doubles on the season. C.J. Townsend at the plate. Let's see what Dwayne Monlock wants to do with his 9-hole hitter. Will he use him to advance Balas on the sacrifice or try to have C.J. hit the ball to the right side to advance him? First baseman Quinn Pershing playing up on the infield grass. Breaking ball in the zone, strike 1 called.
With that hit from Balas, that is the 3rd hit of this game where the ball is just barely inside the foul line.
Parker shakes his hand in agreement with the signal from Rankin. CJ shows bunt, puts it out in front of home plate. Throw to third base is ill-advised as Buckmaster got a great jump. So that'll be a sacrifice and a fielder's choice for C.J. Townsend as Balas Buckmaster advances to third. Runners at the corners. And now a visit from Comet head coach Billy Tomlin. And he has a few words for Rankin saying we should have taken the out at first base, but they didn't do it, and that'll be the hook for the starting pitcher, Jackson Parker. So the Comets will go to the pen to bring on a southpaw. Number 12. 12.
Number 12 would be Jake Hutter.
Jake Hutter was in action yesterday as well for the Comets. We'll get his number in the book. Hutter came on in relief of Garrett Lundmark in game number 1 of the series. He threw 1 inning in the 6-3 Bellevue victory. So Jake Hutter, an 0-1 record on the year, a 4.50 earned run average. This is now his 10th appearance, all of them in relief, but he did get 1 start. Has thrown 10 innings, allowed 14 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. So 5 seems to be the magic number on the line for Jake Hutter. The 3 flags out on the poles on center field. The one on the left, the highest flag pole, the flag of the United States of America. The middle flag for the American Legion, which supports summer baseball all across the country. And the one on the right, which currently is all tangled up, is the POWMIA flag in support of the organization that supports the efforts for American prisoners of war and missing in action. Here's Scott Hansen, the Bellevue Bruin third baseman. nearby Offutt Air Force Base, in fact. Continuing on that last thought, one of the laboratories that try to identify remains of American servicemen who are found in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and other venues where American forces have been in conflict. 0-1 start on the first pitch, fastball. Throw to first base. Townsend back easily. Townsend at first. Buckmaster at third. Scott Hansen at the dish. Jake Hutter on in relief of Jackson Parker. Hutter comes set about the letters and delivers home. Hansen, base hit through the hole in the left field. CJ will advance 90 feet as Balas Buckmaster gives the Bruins a 3-2 lead. RBI for Scott Hansen. Scott up to 31 runs batted in on the year. Make that 32 as he had one in game number 1 today as well. Here's Steven Elsner.
Hey, May. 12 for the pitcher?
Yes. Hunter comes set and delivers. Elsner takes that one on the knees for a called strike one. We told you that Logan Grant had 64 home runs on his college career. Steven Elsner with a total of 48 home runs. 16 at the College of Marin where he started. 19 home runs for the Bruins last year. And 13 thus far this year. Add that up and you get 48.
Good math.
Hey. Had to take off my shoes to count that high. 20 and a half.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's hit hard by Elsner in the left field. The bullet out there. C.J. Townsend will now turn the corner and try to score from third. He makes it easily. And following him into third base goes Scott Hansen. Steven Elsner. RBI single on the play left field. Left fielder Jalen Denton had a little trouble finding the handle on that one. That allowed CJ to keep right on going around third base. Now 4-2 score. Bruins on top as Logan Grant steps in. Logan with a long look at Dwayne Monlux as the first four up in this fourth inning have gotten on. Logan Grant foul out of play.
Jake Hutter, one of the many pitchers on the Mayville Mayville roster that can do both. He hasn't hit or fielded at all this season, but last season had a batting average.
Hitting the ground to second base. McQueen will go to second base for the one out, but Logan Grant easily beats that one out. Coming across, Scott Hansen, that good base running that got into third base will pay off for the Bruins. Grant is retired reaches on the fielder's choice. He will get credit for a run batted in as a play made at second. And again, Ruffin will come on as the courtesy runner for the Bruins.
Just to finish that thought quick, Hutter last season had a batting average of 182 through 9 games.
Here's Jake Lacey. Missing away on the pitch from Hutter. A Gillette, Wyoming native at the plate, a Gillette, Wyoming native in the third base coaching box. Lined into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Ruffin will round second on his way to third. Ball fobble out there. So Ruffin will make it to third easily. And the hit parade continues for the Bruins as Jake Lacey sends that one out. So Bruin runners at the corners. Still just one out in the inning for Elijah Tanner at the plate.
Left fielder, number 9, Elijah Tanner.
Jake Lacey's parents, Sarah and John, on board today. Elijah Tanner steps in. First pitch swinging. lines it hard down the third base line. Jalen Ruffle had to skip out of the way of that one. That's why you take your lead in foul territory. If it hits you in foul territory, it's just a foul ball. It's a strike on the batter. If it hits you in fair territory, you're out. Blocked up by Ruffin on the pitch in the dirt.
There's the train again in the distance.
There we go. I'm surprised we can hear the whistle with the wind out of the south. I mean, that's east, so not getting any help carried along. Elijah's parents, Amy and Jeffrey, are here. His grandmother, Charlene, as well.
My uncle used to drive semi when I was a kid, and he put a train horn on his semi.
That gets people's attention. Backdoor breaking ball in the zone.
He lived right next door to us, too, on the gravel road about half a mile away. So we knew whenever he was home, he would
Give
pass
you the
by the
toot.
house. Yeah.
1-2 the count.
Kind of a jolt when you're just minding your own business
Yeah.
playing with Hot Wheels.
My dad was a railroad guy for 30 years. He was a switchman for Union Pacific Railroad. Hit hard down the left field line, but that's hooking into foul territory.
That was, he swung that bat again. The Masters happening this weekend. It looked like a chip shot trying to get out of a sand pit. I mentioned that last game too.
On those pitches inside, you kind of pull your hands in a little bit to get the meat of the bat on the ball. So sometimes a little more awkward looking swing as something right down the middle of the plate. Elijah fouls it the other direction past associate head coach Mitch Schmidt. Mitch, the senior member of the Bellevue staff, he's been in the program for 19 years. Sean Malley, 18 years. Head coach Dwayne Monlux, 15 years. Assistant head coach Richie Moore, 15 years. And then the new guy, Drew Nielsen, as well. Move to first base. Back easily is Lacey. Off-speed breaking ball foul opposite way, so Elijah hanging tough in this at-bat. 1-2 the count on the Bruin left fielder. Again, foul out of play, giving the guys on ball shagging duty today some opportunity to get some exercise.
Tanner's doing a really good job keeping this at-bat alive. Just wear down the pitcher little by little. Just whittle away. Like he's a stick.
Bada bing. 9 hits for the Bruins in this one so far. Runner goes, breaking ball outside, the fake throw to second. Credit Jake Lacey with another stolen base. Uh-oh, my pen's starting to run out of ink. For Jake, that is stolen base number 8 on the year.
Need a pencil?
Oh, I got another one in the bag over there. It's word of advice to all you future broadcasters. Bring more than one pen to the ball game. Lined up the middle, solid base hit. One run will be in easily. Second one will stay at third. Logan Grant's courtesy runner, Jalen Ruffin, scores. Lacey, good base running, making sure the ball was not caught so he didn't get doubled off, as Elijah Tanner with an RBI single.
Right fielder, number 7.
That was excellent contact on that bat. He hit it the ball on the bat exactly where he needed to hit it. There was nobody.
We're getting a new pitcher.
A new pitcher coming in for Mayville as a quick appearance for Jay Cutter. Elijah Tanner picks up his 4th run batted in of this weekend. Had 3 yesterday, and then, let me check that. He had 3 in game number 1. I was right. No, In game number 1 today, he had 1 RBI in 3 different appearances, so 4 runs batted in today for the Bruin left fielder. So we await the appearance of the new pitcher. Have we seen a number yet, guys?
Looked like it said 3. Jack Wold.
All right, we'll go with 3. It is.
Mayville's also got another pitcher warming up in the bullpen, too. It's going to be a pitcher parade today.
Very well could be. So number 3, Jack Wold comes on. 3rd pitcher of the game.
Junior from Kindred, North Dakota. .332 ERA, no wins, no losses. He's pitched 7 2/3 innings this season.
Well, the right-hander will get his 8 warm-up tosses as he comes into a 1st and 3rd situation. Still just 1 out in the inning. Anthony Lynn will be the 8th Bruin batter to hit in the inning. The Bruins have put up a 4 spot already.
Wold is a little bit of a, just looking at his warm-up, it looks also like a sidearm.
RBIs in the inning for Hansen, Elsner, and Tanner. Did I miss somebody? All right, here's Anthony Lind. Anthony 0 for 2 in this one. He'd like to join the hit parade. Seven of the 9 Bruins in the starting batting order have already gotten a hit on the inning. The first pitch from Wold is upstairs, ball 1. So Anthony looking for his first hit. Logan Grant, the other Bruin, without a hit. Although Grant has been on 2 of the 3 times he's been up. There's a nice sharp breaking ball from Wold. Lynn looking down to the 3rd base coaching box. Decent lead at first. Down low. Tanner, the base runner there. Lacey, the base runner across the way at 3rd. We've seen the Bruins execute several successful hit and runs on this series, at least 3 that I can think of. In the zone, outer half. Now 1-2 the count on Anthony. Anthony has 1 more year of eligibility left for college baseball. Check swing, grounded out to Villarreal at 2nd. The play is close there, but the out is made. So that'll be a fielder's choice for Lind. The out recorded 6-4 on Tanner. Jake Lacey scores the run on the play, so Anthony Lynn will get credit for a run batted in on that fielder's choice. So now 2 outs in the inning. Now 5 runs in on the inning as Aiden Macris becomes the 9th batter of the inning. How's that for consistent prepositional phrases, huh?
You did a very good job.
English minor in college. History, social studies was my major.
No future in history.
Bada bing, bada bing. Ray's getting in on the quirks as well.
Now, if I didn't go into radio, Mick, I was gonna be a history major. Wanted to go to Iowa State.
We need to have a stand-up contest between you and Ray going at it, huh? Here's the pitch. On the outside edge, called strike, 1-1 the count. Ray Quinn does a lot of rodeo announcing. Former rodeo, you were a bullfighter or bull rider? Bullfighter. Swing and a miss. Do you have a big red cape and everything?
Okay.
1-2 the count.
Always have a smile.
Quick look over to first base by Jack Wold. The set at the belt and the pitch to home. And that one's just a little bit low. 2-2.
You know, If I had a list of animals that I least want to fight, bull is in the top 5. And I grew up on a farm. I showed cattle in 4-H when I was a kid. Terrified me.
I'd have to agree with you that. And the step off by Wold. First disengagement is Anthony Lind at first, kind of dancing around, trying to distract the pitcher.
Silverback gorilla is the first I wouldn't want to fight, by the way.
Swing and a miss, and the strikeout will retire the side. So feast or famine day for Aiden. A long home run, but 2 strikeouts. His other time's up. 5 runs in.
1 error, 1 left on base. As we go to the 5th.
5 runs on 5 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base as we head to the 5th. It's the Bruins with the lead at 7-2.
Let's see, we got gorilla, we got bull. Boa constrictor would probably be scary to fight.
An uncle of mine was a missionary priest along the Amazon in Brazil, and he would come back every couple of years with photographs. And anaconda snakes and piranhas would also join that list. He would show us pictures of anaconda snakes that had swallowed pigs whole.
Jeez.
Have this lump in the middle of their belly, so you can add that to the list as well.
You know, I think a sleeper that a lot of people don't think about are wild boars. Wild boars will get you.
We were in Italy on vacation 2 years, last year, 2 years ago, whenever it was, and boars, I mean, in Tuscany, that's a thing. They have wild boar hunts, and they have so much food that wild boar is the primary meat. I was very surprised by that, but anyway, hey, 402-515-7654, my text message number if you want to hear Nick and I talk about other stuff besides wild boar. Send a text message greeting. The first batter of the inning is shortstop Tony Villarreal. Tries to bunt his way on board, but fouls it off instead. He'll retrace his steps back to the batter's box.
Villarreal has had a fantastic day defensively. He's been diving, throwing.
Breaking ball misses low and away.
Catching.
0 for 1 today. This is his second at-bat.
Not a whole lot of hitting, though.
1 for 3 in game number 1. He had a good second game of yesterday's doubleheader. He went 3 for 3 in that one, so. Villarreal awaits. Popped up right side and out of play over the heads of some of the mom and dads on the first base side. Again, a nice crowd of folks on hand today for Senior Day. Be sure to stick around at the end of Game 2, as we'll have the ceremonies where players, parents, and family will be introduced, presented with some normally jerseys and bats. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Gavin Wuschke gets Tony Villarreal for the first out of the inning. That is the second strikeout of the game for Gavin.
I just have one more follow-up on the wild boar thing. You mentioned it in Italy.
Uh-huh.
Did you try any?
Oh, yeah.
What'd it taste like?
Tastes like pig.
Oh.
Like pork.
I didn't know if it'd be a little, I don't know, gamier.
Well, they don't serve you a big chunk of it. It's usually cut up in little pieces. As that one gets knocked down by Buckmaster behind second base, but won't be able to make a play there as Crip Shopbell comes through with his second hit of the game.
That seems to be the weak spot in the Bruins' defense, is just right up the middle, dead center. For whatever reason, they've been having trouble grabbing the ball.
Well, even if they do, as in this last play, it's going to be very difficult to throw out a base runner up the middle. So credit to Mayville State guys for getting the bat on the ball to send it there. Next up, Kevin Conway, the home run hitter, got an early lead for the Comets. Comets led by 2 runs. The Bruins have scored 7 unanswered to take a 5-run cushion into this 5th inning. Pitched low on the first offering from Wuschke. Just off the outside edge, 2-0. Carson Lundmark and Chris Shotbell have been in a little competition for the team lead in batting average. Shotbell coming into the day hitting .350. Lundmark hitting .352. Throw to first base, a runner back in time. Kevin Conway, the only other above 300 hitter for Mayville State on the season, just over that at 301. Again, the throw to first. That's the second disengagement by the pitcher, Gavin Wuschke. So let's see if Shot Bell extends his lead a little bit more. Strike called. Shot Bell a perfect 11 out of 11 on stolen base attempts on the year. Had one in game number 1 today. Wuschke trying to keep him close, give Logan Grant a chance to throw him out if he does try to go. Is not on this one. Pitch low and away. Flip toss down that way. Bang, bang play. Shot Bell back. Three and one the count. This is the time of the day where the scoreboard becomes very hard to read at John Stella Field as the sun's starting to shine right off it. And wide, so the base hit followed up by a walk puts runners at first and second for Mayville. I can see a body throwing in the Bellevue bullpen. Wuschke would love to get through this inning. If he gets 5 complete, exits with the lead, he'll be on line for the win. Gavin coming into today's action 5-2 overall on the year. A visit with Logan Grant. 1 out, 2 on, as Carson Lundmark awaits on deck.
Betting next for the Comets center.
0 for 2 for Lundmark in this game. 1 for 3 in game number 1 today. Wuschke comes set, looks in, now looks the runner back at second. Lundmark trying to bunt his way on. It's fouled up the third base side. Kind of surprised with the bunt attempt with 1 out and 2 men on in the inning, but they need base runners, so I guess it makes sense if he can bunt it on for a base hit. Low, 1-1. Bellevue third baseman Scott Hansen in the baseline, pretty much his regular position, maybe in a step or two. Steven Elsner deep at first. Middle infielders a double play depth. Fouled out of play left side.
I didn't even see that one come down. Might be in the trees. Oh, yep, somebody's running for it. A lot of good Samaritans helping find balls today.
Yeah. Wuschke again looks in, looks back, looks in, and delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice movement. Looked like a slider from Gavin Wuschke. The strikeout, his third of the game, second strikeout of the inning. And one more out for the Bruins to get out of this inning, but a chance for Cameron Goff to do some damage. He's 1 for 2 today.
You got to make sure you get those balls out of the forest, otherwise they're going to grow baseball trees like acorns.
I'd love to see that. Here's Goff. Breaking ball, catches the inner half. Ball gets away from Grant temporarily, but not far enough for Shot Bell to advance at second. Pretty good speed on the bases for Mayville State. Goff with 16 runs batted in on the year. Another breaking ball. Didn't get the call this time. Home plate umpire says just a little inside. 1-1. Billy Tomlin in his second year as the head coach from Mayville State. He's replacing the legend, Scott Berry. Popped up in the air to left field, Elijah Tanner. Looking in, sunglasses down, glove up, and that's where it lands. Fly ball to left field. Ends the inning, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and for the second consecutive inning, 2 runners left on base, hurting the Mayville effort. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Bruins 7 and the Comets 2. Scott Berry started coaching at Mayville State in 1982. and continued on there until 2023.
Not a bad career.
Made such an impact. Scott Berry Field is the name of the baseball stadium in Mayville, North Dakota.
Teddy Dieters. I think that's how I'm going to start saying it. I'm going to go Teddy.
I was informed that my better half has mowed, planted flowers, and bought a new bird feeder today.
Wow, she deserves a big kiss from you when you get home.
Give her a kiss or two.
No problem with that, huh?
Uh-huh.
Got a text for Jalen Ruffin, supporting his defensive efforts. Give him a shot. Jalen been used primarily as the courtesy runner, a pinch runner for the Bruins.
It's a nice bird feeder, too. Look at that. It's clear,
Wow,
shaped like a house. They can just come right up to it. You can see them.
very nice. The last Buckmaster led off the last inning in which the Bruins scored 5 runs. He's back at it again. Back-to-back doubles for Balas in the second and fourth inning. He's up here to start things off in the bottom of the 5th, facing Jack Wold. Breaking ball in the zone, strike one called. Balas, another one of those guys that wears that protective device around the elbow on the left arm. That breaking ball misses way wide. One and one the count as Wold hits his windup. That one stays inside, 2-1. We mentioned a couple of times that Balas has played at several different schools over the course of his career. University of Antelope Valley was the school that closed while he was playing there, so he got another year of eligibility. Also had played at Dickinson State and Pierce College in Washington. So the purple and gold of Bellevue University, the 4th different jersey he has modeled over the years.
I dare say the best looking, too, Mick.
There we go. Down low, the count will go full.
It's a really good take.
Yeah, over the last 17 years that I've been broadcasting, I've acquired some Bellevue University paraphernalia. Gray sweatshirt I'm wearing here, courtesy of volleyball coach Trish Sedlick.
I just want one of those hats.
Upstairs, so Balas will be up 3 times and on 3 times as he draws the walk. Yeah, usually on Senior Day weekend, they have a lot of hats and jackets and stuff available, but this year the clothing shop apparently is not open.
Shortstop number 7.
Here's
C.J. Townsend.
Bellevue shortstop C.J. Townsend with a runner on. Let's see if C.J. will be asked to sacrifice or allowed to swing away. Sacrificed his last time up and then reached on the fielder's choice when the Comets tried to get the lead runner, but the play wasn't even close. 1-0 the count to C.J. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Chopping at the air with that one.
C.J. started his college career at Treasure Valley Community College, spent 2 years there, .291 batting average there. In his 3 previous years at Bellevue, he's been a 3-time scholar athlete, so he can hit the books as well as hit the baseball. Tries to bunt that pitch low and away, fouls it back, now down to the count 1-2.
Although in different ways, you don't want to hit a book with a bat, that might hurt it.
The book or the bat?
Yes.
Or both, yes. So C.J. will adjust his batting glove as he heads back to the batting box.
What'd you say with Treasure Valley?
Treasure Valley Community College. I believe that's in Washington. Is that what I said? I think so.
Wonder if anybody ever found the treasure.
Hit in the air to center field. Coming on is the center fielder, Carson Lundmark, will make the catch on the run for the first out of the inning. So back to the top of the order. Fourth time up for leadoff man Scott Hansen.
Top of the lineup for the Bruins.
Former Bellevue player Peyton Higgins, I believe, also got his start at Treasure Valley. Peyton losing his battle with cancer, passing away a couple of years ago. We have the Peyton Higgins Memorial Scholarship. Anthony Lind, the first recipient of that this year. Hansen ahead in the count. 1 for 3 for Scott today. That one, a single that drove in a run last inning. Upstairs, snap throw back to first. On the dive, Buckmaster gets back to the backside of the base. Wold taking the look in. Now the runner back to first. And the delivery home. Hit in the air to center field once again. This time Carson Lundmark has to go more towards right field than left field, but he'll make that catch as well. So back-to-back putouts by the Comet center fielder.
They've been keeping him very busy today.
He'll be able to take a nice nap for all the exercise he's gotten the last couple of games. Nice nap on the bus back to Mayville at the end of this one.
How far away is that, Mick?
It's about a 7 or 8 hour drive. It's in Mayville's in east central North Dakota. So we covered 3 of the 4 directions on that last statement as Steven Elsner steps in. Blowing away on the breaking ball. Mayville State baffled Steven quite a bit yesterday with the breaking ball. Today he's 1 for 2 in this one, after going 1 for 2 in game number 1 with a couple of walks. Strike called, 1-1 the count. On the Bay Area slugger, Steven Elsner.
What a cool nickname.
Outside. Not as good as the Commerce Comet.
No, that is really good too. It's got the alliteration. That's what really elevates that one.
The nickname for my favorite player, Mickey Mantle, as somebody growing up in the 50s and 60s. Actually, Mickey started his major league career in 1951. That was 4 years before I was born, but with the name of Mickey, you got to gravitate towards a baseball player named Mickey, huh?
Absolutely.
The set, the pitch. Outside once again, now 3-1. Look for Steven to come out of his shoes on a swing if it's something he likes in the zone.
I think you picked a good one. Mickey Mantle, pretty good baseball player.
Elsner awaits the pitch. Way outside, so Elsner once again will draw a walk. That's his 3rd walk of the afternoon. Also been hit by pitches, not once but twice. As Logan Grant steps in. Logan's been chasing a little bit. He's expanded his zone. Let's see if he finds one he likes in this at-bat to jump the Bruins lead. So the last Buckmaster at second, Steven Elsner at first, Logan Grant at the plate. Timeout called as Elsner flips his guard over to associate head coach Mitch Schmidt, who sends it over to the dugout. Pitch upstairs from Jack Wold. Can you see if there's any action in the bullpen?
No.
Okay, so it's Jack Wold trying to eat some innings for the Comets.
Almost reached for my binoculars, but I'm got just enough vision to see that there's nobody warming up.
Change up. Fools Grant. He's out ahead of that one. Now 1-1 to count. Did you bring enough to share?
You can have the counter piece. That's
That's okay. Off the outside edge. 2-1 on Logan. North Star Newcomer of the Year. His first year as a Bruin. North Star Player of the Year last year. Foul back over the press box. Got under that one just a little bit. Now 2-2 the count. 2 men on in the inning. 2 outs as well. 7-2 our score. Logan got under another one off the outer half of the plate. Fouls that one out of play.
Didn't even see that one land. I don't know where it went. Over us somewhere.
Alec, how many home runs did you have in your career here?
30.
30?
30 homers, yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Looking at 45, the all-time record.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Alec Ackerman visiting up here in the press box, picking up a Bellevue cap. 3-year member of the Bellevue squad as the count runs full on catcher Logan Grant. Oh, that's got to be somewhere in the top 10 of home runs for Bellevue career. Pitch is inside. Logan Grant will draw the walk. The bases are now loaded. Buckmaster advancing to third. Elsner to second. Grant will step off of first base as Jalen Ruffin comes back on as the courtesy runner. So Jake Lacey, a chance to extend the Bruin lead. Again, the 10-run rule does take effect after 7 in this 9-inning contest. Should we get there? It happened yesterday. The Bruins coming away with an 11-1 victory in game number 2. Lacey 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles and a run scored and a stolen base. Wold delivers. Low, blocked up by Rankin. Catchers do so much better job blocking pitches back than in the 1970s when I played in college ball, down low. Back then, pitchers, very seldom did you see them to try to get a breaking ball or a fastball down low that it's going to be bouncing to the plate. I think that changed like around the 90s or right around 2000. Hit hard down the third base line, backhanded over there by the third baseman, Kevin Conway. He'll step on the bag, and on the fielder's choice, the side is retired. No runs for the Bruins on no hits. There were no errors, and 3 Bruins left on base.
3 left on base as we go to the 6th. Bruins 7.
I was looking at Wold with my binoculars. He's got a chain around his neck that the sun is hitting just right. It looks like a disco ball.
Hopefully that's not reflecting in the eyes of the Bellevue batters.
Hope not.
What'd you have for Elsner in that last at-bat? I'm sorry, I forgot to mark something down.
There you go.
Walked, okay.
Walked.
I thought so, but every now and then I forget to do my job. Heading to the top of the 6th inning, the Bruins 7 and Mayville State 2. Gavin Wuschke back on to work for the Bruins. Glenn, are you keeping track of pitches?
Yes, I am.
What's Gavin's pitch count, please?
You and me go fishing in the dark. I can't sing any more of that, otherwise YouTube will get mad at us, Mick.
He has 67 pitches, 45 strikes.
Very good. 67 pitches, 45 of them in the strike zone. Thanks again to Glenn from Creighton University helping out this afternoon. Appreciate that, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn.
Glenn, Adam, Ray, Nick, Mick, bringing the action to you this afternoon. Leading off the top of the 6th inning, Jalen Denton, the left fielder, 0 for 2 thus far. Denton had a big grand slam home run in game number 1. Foul out of play. The Bruins entered the 7th inning with a 15-2 lead. Those 4 runs and an RBI by Kevin Conway made the final score 15-7. Helped carry some momentum for the Comets into this final game of the series, however. That one's hit well to right center field, and that one is going to be the second home run of the game for Jalen Denton. Second home run of the doubleheader, I should say. The solo home run makes it a 7-3 game.
Of the day.
Of the day.
Second home run of the day.
Second home run of the day.
Ah, see?
Jalen Denton now with 5 home runs and 18 runs batted in on the season with those 2 jacks at John Stella Field at Brown Park. That one had plenty of distance just to the left of the scoreboard. So Gavin Wuschke back to work. The next batter, second baseman Jack McQueen. The breaking ball swung on and missed. Breaking ball misses away, 1-1 to count.
Somebody lost their sandals over there, Mick.
Is that what that sound was?
I don't think that was a sandal noise. But
Oh, okay.
just staring at some sandals right here.
Up and away, 2-1.
How do you forget sandals? You're wearing those.
Taking them off to tan their entire body, I guess, feet and all. Here's the 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, slider, outer half, 2-2 now the count.
I hear an airplane. Where is it?
A couple of years ago, we did the North Star softball tournament. Now 3-2 as that one squirts away. And at that time, Bellevue was playing at the Lead Center fields down off of Highway 370, and that was right just a couple blocks away from Offutt Air Force Base, so right on the flight path coming in. And they were having some sort of military field day sort of a thing, so it seemed like every 10 minutes, I know that's not accurate, but at least every half hour there was some sort of flight either taking off or landing at Offutt. Jack McQueen coaxes the walk. He'll head down to first base as catcher Riley Rankin steps in.
It was obviously well before my time, but back home in my area, during the Cold War, they used to take the planes out there to do test flights.
Here's the first pitch to Rankin. He hits it well to right field. Anthony Lynn turning around, has to play that one hop off the fence. McQueen around second on his way to third. He will hold up there as Riley Rankin delivers the double off the right field wall. Second double of the game for Rankin. He's been up 3 times and on 3 times. And cue Jet Hutchinson to come into the game as the courtesy runner, and cue Dwayne Monlex coming out of the Bruin dugout as the first 3 have reached in this inning from Mayville. Hasn't signaled to the bullpen yet, but let's see if this is just a compose your talk, and now he asks for the baseball, so that is the end of the day for Gavin Wuschke. Wuschke is online to pick up the win today. If the bullpen can hold it from here, the 2 runners on base, his responsibility, so even if they score, he would still have the lead on this one. Right-hander coming in for the Bruins.
Sounds like it. You know that crap out.
Turn around, buddy. 90 something.
Number 26 is the new pitcher for the Bruins. Brady Toth will come on in relief of Gavin Wuschke.
Now pitching for the
But a family friend said back in the 80s, he used to see the pilots used to fly the plane so low above the tree line, they could just wave at them.
I can believe that. Growing up near Offutt Air Force Base, same thing here. The 6'2 senior out of Boise, Idaho, coming on in relief, trying to hold down the Mayville attack in this top of the 6th inning. This is the 12th appearance on the season for Brady. He had 2 starts, the other 10 in relief, a 1 win, 1 loss, 1 save record in 25 and a third innings. 30 hits allowed, 22 runs, 16 of them earned, 28 strikeouts against 8 walks, a 5.68 earned run average, the line for Brady Toth.
Brady last on the mound on Monday against Dickinson State. Played for 2 innings.
So a good start for Gavin Wuschke, but needs some help here in the 6th inning. The next batter, the first baseman, Quinn Pershing. 0 for 2 thus far. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out in the inning. First pitch from Toth. Swing and a miss by Pershing. Home run by Jalen Denton led off this inning. Then a walk and a double by Riley Rankin. That's where we are. Bruins infield playing at regular depth. They'll give up a run for an out in this situation. Logan Grant down to block up that pitch down low. Foul back to the net. A back-to-back state matchup here. Idaho on the mound. Montana at the plate.
Wonder if there's an Idaho-Montana rivalry.
Hit in the air to left field. That will be deep enough to score the run. Elijah Tanner makes the catch. His throw to home plate is over the head of the cutoff man. It's offline as well. So the run scores as Jack McQueen comes in. Credit Quinn Pershing with the sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Our score now 7-4 as the Comets get 1 run closer, a 3-run lead for the Bruins. Here's the 9-hole hitter, shortstop Tony Villarreal.
I just find
Squares the bunt, pulls it back as the pitch misses outside.
I just find it interesting to see which states don't like each other. Because Iowa, we don't like Missouri for some reason. Nebraska doesn't like Iowa.
I think that can be said just about any states that share a common border. Number off the top of the bat, right back to Toth. Looks the runner back to second and records the out at first. A great job there by Brady for holding the lead runner and then getting the out at the play at first.
That was really good reaction time by Toth. Grabbing the ball and being able to be like, all right, I need to get this over to first right now. Well done.
And let's see if Brady can complete this hold as the next man he faced, right fielder Chris Shotbell. Shotbell 2 for 3 today in this game number 2. First time he's facing Brady Toth. Swinging first pitch, fouled back. Nice carom off the net there, Logan.
He got the courtesy part. The runner
I see what you're
not so
saying.
well.
I tell you, I actually find that one like baseball.
Riley Rankin's courtesy runner, Jet Hutchison, the runner on at second base.
Yeah, you want a sarcastic joke, though.
Tries to check his swing. They say no swing. 1-1 the count.
Look at him. You always tell me he's laughing because
Yeah, you're slipping at your old age.
Yep. You're so happy. Just gonna chalk that one up right there. Go ahead.
Up the middle, and it's through for the base hit. Another one right up the middle, rounding third and heading for home is Hutchison. He will score on the RBI hit by Chris Shotbell. Shotbell with a hat trick today. 3 hits, 3 singles in each of his last 3 at-bats. Now 7-5 our score.
Batting next for the Comets, third baseman, number 29.
So it's a game of runs so far. A 2-0 start for Mayville, then a 7-2 run for the Bruins, and now 7-5 as Kevin Conway steps in. Conway with a home run in the first inning while I was still cursing at the computer trying to get us online. A fielder's choice and a walk since then. Toth gets ahead. Right field fly ball. Anthony Lynn looking up, the sun reflecting off his sunglasses, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So all 3 runs in the inning will be charged to starting pitcher Gavin Wuschke. The Comets pick up the 3 runs on 3 hits.
For the Comets, 3 runs, 2 hits.
There were no errors and 1 man left on base as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Bruins 7 and the Comets 5. Keep it right here for more baseball on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.
More of that symmetry we've been seeing a lot of today.
All right, there we go.
77 degrees, even with the wind. I feel like the last few days where it's been really nice, I've been cooped up at work, Mick. And then on the weekends, for whatever reason, it feels like every weekend over the last month has been weirdly chilly, but the rest of the week is great.
So just the reverse this time around as we're enjoying some wonderful springtime weather. Supposed to stay warm and windy for the next several days. The Bruins will be on the road, however, so they won't have to worry about that except for some practice time. Next week on Tuesday, the Bruins travel to Crete, Nebraska to take on Doane University at 3 o'clock starting time for that contest. Next weekend on April 18th and 19th, that's next Friday and Saturday, Madison, South Dakota, the destination as the Bruins take on the Dakota State Trojans. 1 o'clock start on Friday, 12 noon start on Saturday. And then one more road game on April 21st as they travel to Sioux City to take on Morningside. And the regular season comes to an end. Final conference series on April 25th and 26th against the University of Jamestown, right back here at John Stella Field at Brown Park. Elijah Tanner will lead things off. Bottom of the 6th inning for the Bruins. The first pitch from Jack Wold, a called strike 1. Second inning of relief work for Wold. Had some base runners last inning, but got out of it without any runs. That pitch near the chin of Elijah Tanner, 1-1 the count.
Elijah kind of stepped back a little bit and did like a sigh of relief because who wants to get hit by a ball?
Especially in the head.
Yeah. You know, in Japan.
Been there, done that a couple of times. Fortunately, no lasting damage to my head.
You know, in Japan professional baseball, the NPB, if you are a pitcher and you hit a guy in the head, even accidentally, that's an automatic ejection.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. One and two the count on the Bruin left fielder, leading things off the bottom of 6th inning. Well hit, but well ahead of that one down the left field line, foul.
One went right to the very most corner of the field.
Tanner trying to get on base, leading things off for more runs for the Bruins. Fouled at the plate, he'll stay alive.
Doing a very good job of staying alive as well.
Here are the current North Star Athletic Association baseball standings coming into action today. The Bellevue Bruins 10-0, now 11-0 at the top of the conference. University of Jamestown in second place at 7-4. Dakota State in third, half game behind at 6-4. Breaking ball, hit in the air left side, shortstop going out, left fielder coming in. It'll be the left fielder, Denton, who'll call for it and make the catch. 1 out in the 6th. And then the other 3 teams in the conference, all below 500. Dickinson State at 4-6. Mayville State at 3-7, now 3-8 after the loss. And then Valley City State picked up a win yesterday, their first conference victory, but they are 1-10 on the season.
Looks like there's some minor stirrings happening in the bullpen for Maryville State.
Wold back to work, and that one hits Anthony Lind Right between the shoulder blades. That one's going to sting a little bit, right near the backbone area. Second Bellevue batter that's been plunked in this one. As designated hitter, Aiden Macaris steps in. Aiden with the home run and 2 strikeouts in his plate appearances in this one. Home run in game number 1 today as well. Let's see if he can get a hold of another one here to even out between his hits and strikeouts. Great job by Rankin to block that one up, but then he couldn't find the ball momentarily. That'll allow Anthony Lynn to advance on the wild pitch.
That was a really good, I don't know, take is the right word, but Anthony did a very good job paying attention, seeing what was happening, because he looked like he wasn't going to go, and then the second he realized they lost sight of the ball, he went for it and ended up with a stolen base.
He got a good secondary lead after his initial lead from first base, and that allowed him to sprint down and advance. Macaris awaits the next pitch on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Okotoks, Alberta, Canada. I've learned a whole lot about Canadian geography the last couple of years, as we've had a lot of players from north of the border fouled away 1 and 2.
What's your favorite Canadian fun fact you've learned over the years? If you have any. I don't mean to put you on the spot, Mick.
I've been studying a lot about Banff and that whole area, so I'm really looking forward to our trip up there in a couple of months. So I guess that would have to be my favorite thing. Another foul back to the net. Aiden had a good swing at that one. Banff, Lake Louise, Emerald Lake. Seems like a lot of very exciting things. We would rather go visit natural parks than big cities. We like the scenery rather than the people. Wold again with the set. That breaking ball misses way wide, again forcing the catcher Rankin to slide out to his right.
Mick, I fully understand. We're going to be in the Keystone area at the end of the month. Just in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be great.
Be sure to see the Crazy Horse Monument when you're up there as well. I was very impressed by that. That it's still under construction and probably will be for the next 50 to 100 years. The Zolkowski family started that. He's long since passed away, but his kids continuing the project of carving Crazy Horse's face out of the mountain. They're not only just Crazy Horse, but sitting atop a horse. So it's a long project. Many other things associated with it as well. Korjak Zolkowski. How's that for a fun name to say? Payoff pitch. Fouled away. 11 of the 3-2 offering coming up.
Wow, I didn't even see that, but the ball must have just
catcher's interference is the only thing that could have happened there because he swung at it. So if it hit him, it would be a strike. So catcher's interference allows Aiden Macaris. So runners at first and second now. Lind at second, Macaris at first. And here is Balas Buckmaster. Balas, a couple of doubles and a walk. Been a doubles machine today, picking up 3. Down low. So doing some damage in the 8 hole in the batting order. The combination of Nick Gravel and Balas Buckmaster filling that spot at second base.
Whoa.
Balas has to spin out of the way of that one. He wears that extra face guard on his helmet. Not sure if he's had a history of getting pitched inside, but doesn't crowd the plate too much. He's a good 6-8 inches off that edge of the right-handed batter's box. On the outside corner, good pitch by Jack Wold to hit the corner. Now 2-1. Also a good pitch not to swing at because Balas could not have done much with the pitch in that location. 7 runs on 10 hits for Bellevue. Popped up on the infield. That'll be an infield fly. So whether it's caught or not, the runners can advance at their own discretion. They do not. So the infield fly, you'll credit that catch even though it wasn't to first baseman Quinn Pershing. So now 2 on, 2 out for C.J. Townsend, but instead we'll have a pinch hitter coming up for the Bruins, number 25, Jordan Brandenburg. Jordan will come on for another pinch hit opportunity. Jordan pinch hit in game number 1 as well. He did pretty well with that at-bat, home run.
Oh, yeah.
In game number 1. Bruins would love to see another one here. Jordan Brandenburg, 4 for 4 in North Star play this season. A breaking ball that he's ahead of, strike 1. Every time I say Jordan's name, I think of the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin. Visited there a couple of times. Here's the next pitch. That one's down low, 1-1.
You're a really well-traveled guy, Mick.
Well, my wife was both a French and German teacher, so about every 3 or 4 years she would put together a student tour group, and if there were enough kids, they got to add an extra chaperone, and I got to tag along. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Now 1-2 the count on Brandenburg. Bruins would love to add a little extra insurance. They left 3 on base in the last inning. 2 men on base here. Let's see what Jordan can do. He's going to get a base hit to left field. As that one gets past the left fielder, here comes the track meet. Coming in to score. 1 run is in. 2 runs is in, are in. As Brandenburg heads to third base. Going to go a straight triple or a single and an air? Straight triple, according to Glenn. So Jordan Brandenburg delivers 5 hits out of 5 at-bats in conference play. And the Bruins add 2 to the scoreboard as Lind and Macaris come across. Now 9-5 our score.
Now, Mick, you've said the dimensions of this baseball field a few times today. How hard is it to get a triple here?
It's very hard, but there's one way you can do it is if the outfielder tries to make a shoestring catch and comes up empty. The other way is to hit it right down the right field line, but good hustle by everybody involved in that one. Lind, Macaris, and Brandenburg to up the score. Here's Scott Hansen.
It was all very well executed by everybody.
Left fielder Jalen Denton trying to come on and preserve the score with a diving catch, but came up a little bit short on that one, and it rolled all the way to the fence.
Ball got a bit of a bounce, too, when it landed, which didn't make matters much easier.
Missing away. Underneath the field turf, there's a couple of layers of different grades of rock. On the very bottom of it, there's very big clumps of rock, then medium grade rock, and then gravel is the layer right underneath here. So it tries to play as close to real life as you can, but not quite. Now 3-1 on that strike. Back in the days of AstroTurf, that was laid over a bed of asphalt, so that was really hard surface. It took big bounces. So this is a little bit better, more like natural turf than AstroTurf was back in the day.
Sure, a little better on somebody to slide on, too.
Yes, your body takes less of a beating than sliding on a parking lot. So Scott will draw the walk. That's the second time he's been on base in this game after an RBI single in the 4th, and that'll bring to the plate Steven Elsner as the Bruins tried to add on even more, leading 9-5. 2 runs in on the inning. And we'll have a visit and a call to the bullpen. Billy Tomlin on his way. Has the hook with him as the day is done for Jack Wold. So we'll have our 4th pitcher of the afternoon from Mayville State. We'll find out who that is in just a moment. It'll be a southpaw, we can tell you that.
I want to remind all of our senior parents.
Number 28.
In line a little bit here, right around the 8th inning, if you will.
Number 28 is Danielle Hernandez.
On that third base dugout.
So he will become the 4th pitcher of the day for Mayville State.
Senior from San Diego, California.
You're a Jim Hawkins fan. He is in the area. Hello, Jim.
7.11 ERA, 12 and 2/3 innings pitched.
Oh, yeah.
Is he up there laughing?
There he is.
Is he looking at you?
Oh, yeah. He's giving me this stinker.
This will be his 8th game that he's played in.
Being from San Diego, that reminds me of former Bellevue pitcher Alex Salicio, graduated 2 years ago, second on the list of Bellevue pitchers with career victories. He's only trailing
You guys got a number on him?
Blake Crippen, excuse me. Had a brain freeze for just a second there. So Blake Crippen first in Bellevue pitching wins. Alex Salicio is second.
I'm like the son they never had. Or wanted, I mean. Sorry, did I say that?
Hernandez will come in and get his warm-up tosses to southpaw. 5'6" senior.
I'm pretty sure he plays a lot more than I can.
2 runs in on the inning for the Bruins.
First baseman, number 36, Stephen Elsner.
We have Jordan Brandenburg on at third base, Scott Hansen at first, runners at the corners with 2 away for Stephen Elsner. Elsner 1 for 2 officially, a hit by pitch and a walk, in addition to his 2 other at-bats. First pitch swinging up in the air to right field. Shot Bell will range to his right and make the catch to retire the side. So Daniel Hernandez comes on and throws 1 pitch and gets out of the inning. 2 runs for the Bruins on the inning on only 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. So the Bruins leaving some guys on the bags, but still plating some as well. Picking up a little insurance. The Bruins lead it 9-5.
Not bad for a third of an inning's work.
All right, one final call on the text messages. If you haven't sent one by now, you're probably not going to. So one final reminder, 402-515-7654. Brady Toth back to the hill for the Bruins on in relief of Gavin Wuschke. Wuschke would pick up the win if the Bruins continue to maintain the lead throughout the course of the rest of the game. 3 innings to go. We're 2/3 of the way through this scheduled 9-inning contest. Toth and Wuschke, similar size, similar style of pitchers. Bruins still have some remaining depth in the bullpen should they need it. Not having used a ton of pitchers throughout this series, no more than 2 pitchers in any one game. Kenji Miller got the start in today's first game. Jared Eifler came on in relief of that one. Here we go with the top of the 7th inning. Carson Lundmark, center fielder, to lead things off. Looks at a called strike 1. Now 1-1 as that pitch bounces.
What's up?
Does Junior play for East?
East?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Boy, it must not be very good.
That one's hit well, but too far foul to do any damage. Now 1-2 the count. Logan Grant, also a hockey goalie earlier in his career. Very agile behind the plate or in the crease. Another foul off the bat of Lundmark.
Lundmark's got that shoulder-length hair sticking out of his helmet.
It's got agility.
I say sticking, but it's more of a waving down his helmet.
2-2, nice pick by Logan. Again, a foul right off the facing of the dugout on the first base side. The program says Lundmark is from swing and a miss on the changeup. First strikeout of the day for Brady Toth, leading off the top of the 7th inning. It says that Carson Lundmark is from Spokane Valley, Washington. Garrett Lundmark from Spokane, Washington. I was told they were brothers, so I'm not sure which is correct or which is not correct. Here we go with Cam Goff. Goff 1 for 3. 1 strike to count after that foul ball. A single in the 4th was Goff's earlier hit in this one. Breaking ball, fouled off the top of the bat. 2 hits on the day, 1 in each game for Cameron Goff.
Shade is starting to creep up onto left field over by the foul lines.
Breaking ball misses low and away, which also means that now right field is becoming more of the sun field at John Stella Field at Brown Park. 2-2. I don't think I've mentioned in the series who John Stella was. Bellevue fans, you know the story, but Mayville fans, you've been staring at that name all series long at the bottom of your screen. Hit in the air to center field, a base hit. Second hit of the game for Cam Goff. As he heads down to first base, the designated hitter comes through. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th inning as Jalen Denton, the man muscling up, showing some power. A home run in this one, a home run in the first game today. He's 1 for 3. Grand salami in the first home run in game 1, a solo shot here in game 2. Denton, not that big of a guy, 5'10", out of Pahrump, Nevada. Chopper on the ground. Buckmaster, the toss to Townsend. Not in time to first. Too slowly hit to be turned into a double play. The Bruins do a good job of getting the lead runner. Buckmaster to Townsend, taking care of Goff. Denton reaching on the fielder's choice.
Number 5, Jack.
Here's second baseman Jack McQueen. McQueen 1 for 2, a double, a fly out, and a walk.
McQueen's got kind of a funky bat.
Multicolored.
Turquoise, maroon, black, white.
0-1 the count. One and one after that last pitch. Brady Toth trying to work through the 7th inning. Toss over to first base. Denton back easily.
Jack, as far as I know, not related to Steve. Or Lightning.
The Great Escape, one of those great movies back. Steve McQueen, the star, did his own stunts on the motorcycle riding escape from the prison camp. One of those classic Hollywood gems. Here's the pitch. Chopper up the middle. And a little confusion there between Buckmaster and Townsend. They didn't want to run into each other, though neither one really fielded the ball. So that'll go as a base hit for Jack McQueen. And Jalen Denton all the way on to third base on the play. Looked like a play that the shortstop should have taken charge on that. But instead, it ekes through for the base hit. That'll bring Riley Rankin, the catcher, to the bat.
That really has kind of been the defensive story of Bellevue throughout today. They just can't seem to field the ball in that specific area.
Well, the ball's got a little extra jump getting through on a field-turf field. Rankin with a big swing, but he comes up empty. He's got a couple of doubles to his credit, and his courtesy runner has scored one of the runs. 1 run batted in as well. So the Bruins hoping against a long ball here. That would bring the visitors to within 1 run. Fouled away now 0-2. Runners at the corners with 2 away. Hit in the air to center field. Jake Lacey has that one tracked. And he'll put it away. And the side is retired. Mayville straight threatens in the 7th inning. No runs, though, on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. So both teams getting some runners on over the last 4 innings. The Comets have left 7 on base over the last 4 innings. The Bruins have left 8 on base. So both teams in need of some timely hitting to add to their totals in this one. Stretch time here at John Stella Field at Brown Park as the Bruins lead it by a score of 9-5.
The rendition of the 7th inning stretch wasn't good.
Okay.
So we're not going to play.
All right. So no take me out to the ball game here, and we'll just go with the regular song in the queue. So sing it to yourself at home, wherever you're listening in.
That would be Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm. That's what's playing right now.
Okay. Not part of my regular classic rock discography.
No? Not a big new metal guy, are you?
Not so much.
Don't listen to a whole lot of Korn or Deftones?
No Poison or things like that, so. I wonder if Riley Rankin has a sore arm. When he's made some throws trying to throw out a base runner, he's thrown some bullets down to second base, but after the pitcher warm-ups, every time he tosses, it's been about a 3 or 4 hoppers. So trying to save his arm, that's the only reason I can think of for why he does that. All right, here we go with the middle part of the Bellevue lineup to start things off in the bottom of the 7th. Logan Grant, the Bruin catcher, will lead things off. Logan looking for his first hit in today's 2nd game. Strike called on the first pitch from Daniel Hernandez. Hernandez a little bit Fernando Valenzuela-ish.
Yeah.
Southpaw. A little bit of meat on his bones. A variety of pitches, kind of a herky-jerky motion. 1-1 now on Logan.
Looks like the wind has picked up a lot, too.
Grant has had a hit in, at least 1 hit in each of the 3 games. Still looking for his first one here in game number 4. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Maybe just a little bit thicker layer of clouds overhead than when we started back at 12 noon. Logan swing and a miss on that one. So Hernandez changing speeds, changing spots. A 7.11 earned run average coming into today's action.
Mick, I'm just happy to see blue skies again.
Logan hits that one in the air to right field. Hanging curveball. And the catch made in right by Chris Shotbell. And 1 away in the inning. Here's center fielder Jake Lacey.
Center fielder number 21, Jake Lacey.
Jake's had a good series, 8 hits against the Comets this weekend. Breaking ball comes inside. Jake, not the big home run banger that you often consider for the cleanup spot. More of a doubles hitter than a home run hitter. 6 home runs on the year, 16 doubles.
He likes doubles.
35 runs batted in coming into today's contest. So just about 1 per game. Got underneath that one, popped up on the first base side, and it will be caught by the pitcher. Good hustle by Daniel Hernandez to come all the way from the mound right in front of the Bruins dugout on his knees, sliding to make the catch. I think first baseman Quinn Pershing couldn't find that in the sun. He was about 50 feet away from it, looking up in the air. Hernandez able to get over for now the 2nd out of the inning.
Next up, left fielder.
Elijah Tanner, the left fielder, trying to keep the inning alive. The Bruins have not gone down in order in this game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Up by 4 runs, 9-5 our score. And that one, a 55-footer. Elijah with the look to the mound like, what was that? 2 for 4 day for Elijah in this one. Couple of doubles, couple of runs batted in, one on each of those 2 singles. Had a good turn on that one, but got ahead of it, foul. Hernandez, not the fastest of the pitchers that we've seen coming out of the bullpen for Mayville State, but trying to keep the Bruin hitters off balance with a variety of pitches. Waited on that one and drives it through into center field for the base hit. So the Bruins continue their streak of not going down in order in this one. Nice job of keeping the hands back and driving them through.
Hernandez was about an inch away from just catching that ball. It just missed his glove by about half an inch.
Oh, Anthony Lind and Logan Grant, the 2 Bellevue batters without a hit in today's game. Anthony has a chance to change that right here. Hit by pitch his last time up and came around to score. Pitch stays up high, ball 1. Shadows just about reaching to the home plate area, so the pitcher will be in bright sunshine. The batter's in the shade, a little bit of a disadvantage for the hitters in that situation. Again, upstairs now 2-0. Bruins trying to go 12-0 to start the first 3 weekends of North Star Athletic Association play. Anthony, swing and a miss, 2-1, throw it back to first base. Elijah back in time.
Hernandez is doing a really good job, like you said, showing that variety of pitches and just keeping everything just a little off kilter.
Little flare out on the left field, right at the left fielder, Jalen Denton. He'll make the catch. And the side is retired in the 7th. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. So the Bruins continue to struggle with guys on base in each of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every inning, the Bruins have left at least 1 base runner on. So they're getting the hits. Need a little bit more timely hitting as well to get the job done finished. 9-5 our score. Bruins on top with 2 innings to go. And we will have another call to the bullpen for the Bellevue Bruins. This time coming on for Bellevue, number 3, Jaden Vinson will be the 3rd pitcher of the day. Another one of the seniors will be honored at the end of this one. Southpaw Jaden Vinson, the senior out of Portland, Oregon. This will be the 7th appearance for Jaden on the season, all of them in relief. He's thrown 8 1/3 innings, has allowed 14 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, 3 strikeouts and 7 walks. So that tells you control sometimes will be an issue for Jaden, but hoping to set down the Mayville State Comets in this 8th inning, and depending upon how well he does, maybe into the 9th as well. Bruins still have some options in the bullpen should they need it, up by 4 runs. Forgot to check the text messages. We got a couple in there. Those are from my kids. And there we go.
How are the kids? Are they good?
They're doing fine.
Good to hear.
My middle daughter's in New York City for a little vacation. She's flying back tonight. Quinn Pershing will lead things off in the top of the 8th inning, the 8-9-1 part of the order to face Jaden Vinson. Working from the third base side of the rubber, that pitch inside. Vincent again from the windup. That's in the zone. Fastball blows by. We've got a pinch hitter here. Sorry about that. Didn't catch it. This is number 4, Brock Barlow, pinch hitting for Quinn Pershing.
I didn't catch that either, Mick.
Now 3-1 the count. Comets need base runners to make this an even more interesting game. And that one just a little bit low. Logan Grant wanted the call, didn't get it, so Brock Barlow comes on and pinch hits for a walk. And to the mound, Dwayne Monlux to talk with his left-hander. And it looks like Billy Tomlin going out to talk to the home plate umpires. We'll get a re-entry. Quinn Pershing comes in to resume his spot, and that's it for Jaden Vinson. One batter, he walks him on 5 pitches. Bruins don't want any more traffic on the bases, so we'll have another call to the bullpen.
35.
Number 35 in for the Bellevue Bruins, and that is Brody Burnett.
Pitching change coming for the Bruins. Number 35.
Brody, the 6'5" junior out of Kansas City, Missouri. We saw him pitch in the midweek game against Midland University. Did well then. Brody Burnett, his 7th appearance on the year. 1 win, no losses, 8 2/3 innings for Burnett. Has allowed 9 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. Has struck out 10 and 2 walks, a 1.04 earned run average for Burnett. So one of the stalwarts out of the Bellevue pen this season with that great earned run average. And a great strikeout to walk average as well.
I think he is the best decision that Bellevue could make a critical part of the game like this. I know it doesn't necessarily feel critical, but it is. One wrong pitch could completely throw this game off kilter for the Bruins.
Couple of guys still available in the bullpens if they need further depth.
Mayville has done a really good job of sticking with Bellevue this entire game. It's like Bellevue sends a message and then Mayville will send one right back.
And a pinch hitter for Mayville in the 9-hole, hitting for shortstop Tony Villarreal, is the man who played first base, number 19, Zach Evanochko. First pitch from Brody Burnett, a breaking ball in the zone, strike 1 call. So pinch hitting opportunity here for Evanochko. 1-1, that one misses in tight. Evanochko was 0 for 3 in game number 1. On the season, hitting .343. Has played in about half of the games on the season. Chases that fastball on the outer half, comes up empty. Burnett ahead in the count.
Swinging or looking?
Swinging. Lone outside.
Wind continues to blow from right to left. Tried to check his swing, but he could not do it. Went around. Home plate umpire makes the call to strikeout on the first man faced
But it was this way. Come on. Give me a little credit.
by Brody Burnett. So now Brody
Right fielder number 9.
with an 11 strikeout to 2 walk ratio. Back to the top of the order for the Comets. Here's Chris Shopbell. He's had a Good game at the top of the order. 3 consecutive hits and a run batted in. Takes that one outside. Breaking ball in the zone. 1-1. Brody will step off the rubber. So 1 disengagement. Roll over to first. Trying to keep Quinn Pershing honest over there. Brock Barlow came in to hit for him, walked, and then Pershing re-entered. That's base hit to left field. Chris Shotbell. From the hat trick to the silver sombrero, as he has 4 hits on the game, 4 out of 5, getting the job done at the top of the order. And now runners at first and second. And the tying run for the Comets in the on-deck circle. But first, here's third baseman Kevin Conway.
Third baseman number 29, Kevin Conway.
Bellevue would love a ground ball at an infielder to turn a double play. Conway trying to get a base hit, keep the inning going. Had a home run in the first inning to get the Comets on the board. 0 for 2 since. Burnett, fastball on the knees. Brody with good pop on that heater. Brody comes set at the letters, looks the lead runner back. Another fastball. This one comes in low.
Wind has died down a considerable amount at the second.
Burnett delivers. Breaking ball misses up.
I have to say at the second because next time I look, it's going to be blowing again.
Yeah, kind of a huff and puff, kind of a wind today. It comes, it goes. Mostly been blowing most of the day, but now, like you said, a little bit less. We've had occasional gaps. 2-1 pitch, chop foul. We'll go to 2-2. Billy Tomlin, the head coach at Mayville State, now in his second year. His assistant coaches are Austin Monson and Caden Schwabe. We've already given you the Bellevue coaches staff for our tip of the caps to the coaches on both sides of the field. 2-2 the count on Kevin Conway. A little number off the end of the bat. That's going to drop for a base hit in center field. Jake Lacey charging. He'll throw to home plate, but the runner will stop at third. They can't afford to take any gambles. So Quinn Pershing will be the runner at third. Chris Shotbell, the runner at second. Kevin Conway, the runner at first after that single. And now the tying run comes to the plate for the Comets in the person of number 7, Carson Lundmark. Lundmark with an 0 for 4 in this game, including strikeouts the last 2 times up. Bruins playing at regular depth on the infield. 1 out in the inning. Burnett working from the windup. First pitch off the outside edge. Swing and a miss. Again, good heater.
Mayville doing a very good job playing it smart, playing it safe. You don't want to get too aggressive in this kind of situation.
On the inside corner, strike called. Brody ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikeout would be big. Double play would be even bigger for the Bruin cause. Popped up on the infield. That'll be an infield fly. So the out on the batter, C.J. Townsend makes the catch, as he should have and does. So a big out there without any advance of the base runners. As we have mentioned a couple of times, both teams struggling getting runs in pressure situations. It'll be the cleanup hitter, Cameron Goff, stepping in. Goff with 2 hits today, 2 for 4. And he, too, represents the tying run or the final out of the inning. First pitch, fastball on the knees. Burnett gets the strike. Brody, a big guy on the mound at 6'5", uses that height advantage to go downhill on the curveball. Hit that one to center field. Jake Lacey back a couple of steps. He will have room and reaches up. The wind kept pushing it further away, but Jake able to stay with it. And with the bases loaded, the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. Since the 4th inning, Mayville State has left 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and now 3 in the 8th. So still looking for that opportune big hit. They trail 9-5 to the home team Bruins.
That was excellent work by both Brody and Lacey. Brody doing a very good job not completely crumbling under that kind of pressure with a bases loaded situation like that. Insane pressure. And then Lacey tracking that ball, because again, like I said earlier, the wind picked up again. And he had a track, and then he had to make a couple last-minute adjustments, like he was a spaceship trying to dock with the space station, and he made the catch. I'm working on my analogies, man.
There we go. A NASA fan here to my right, so.
I like space. Space, airplanes.
Daniel Hernandez back to the mound for another inning of relief work. He'll be looking at the 7, 8, 9 part of the Bellevue lineup. Bruins leading by 4. You can never have enough runs. Aiden Macaris
Bottom of the 8th, leading it off.
will lead things off for the Bruins.
Designated hitter number 22, Aiden Macaris.
Reached the last time up on a catcher's interference. His first at-bat in this one, a home run. Daniel Hernandez working exclusively from the stretch. That pitch up and away. Kind of a cross-body thrower is Hernandez. You'll see that lead foot pointing about halfway up the first base line. And will throw across his body on that landing foot. Aiden, chopper, deep to shortstop. Villarreal has a long throw, will not be there in time. Aiden Macaris start things off with the single. Good hustle down the line by Aiden. Villarreal did all he could, but that was caught so deep in the hole, he really had no chance at all. Balas Buckmaster stepping in. Balas.
The batting number 24, Balas Buckmaster.
2 for 3 on the day, those 2 being a couple of doubles. Short lead at first by Macaris. Ball 1 on the first pitch to Buckmaster. Breaking ball, that's down the heart of the plate, 1-1 the count.
Buckmaster's been hitting this entire game, whereas last game, he was done by the 4th inning. He and Gravel are sharing, sorta.
He was 2 for 3 in game number 1, 2 for 3 in game number 2. Hits this one in the air right side. Might be trouble as 3 players try to get to it. Jack McQueen, however, able to cover ground from second base and catch it over his shoulder for the first out of the inning. Here's Bruins shortstop C.J. Townsend. 1 on, 1 out for the Bruins in this bottom of the 8th inning.
Next up for the Bruins,
C.J. 1 for 2 today. Also a sacrifice. His 4th plate appearance here. C.J. re-entered the game after Jordan Brandenburg hit for him in the 6th inning and delivered a 2 RBI triple into left field. Strike 1 call on Townsend. I was told at one point last year, and I've since forgotten what CJ stands for. His parents, Pam and Bill, and brother Brock, been here this weekend. Pam was here earlier this year as well. She was attending a teacher conference in Omaha, so was able to attend some of the games earlier on. Breaking ball, hit on the ground to Villarreal. He'll bobble it, pick it up again to throw to first base is just in time. Good recovery by the shortstop to retire the Bruins shortstop, 6-3 on the play. Macris able to get to second on the bobble. And the Bruins turn it over once again to Scott Hansen at the top of the order.
Number 4, Scott Hansen.
It was a rare bobble from Villarreal today. He's done such a good job fielding the ball through both games.
Hernandez looks in. Breaking ball bounced up, blocked by Rankin. Scott awaits the pitch. Strike called, outer half.
That was very close to the edge of the zone. At least from what I can see, it's a little hard to see between the ump and the catcher.
Scott keeps his hand back and drives it, but right into the glove. A diving effort there at third base by Kevin Conway to rob Scott of a base hit and to rob the Bruins of another run in the inning. No runs on one hit. The leadoff single goes for naught as the Bruins try to hold things down in this top of the ninth inning and earn the victory to sweep their first 3 conference opponents. Brody Burnett back to the hill for the Bruins.
750 milliliter. How much do you think it is?
That was such a good play by Conway.
$900 bottle right
That was just that was just a really well executed play.
Good defense.
Bonus son's house.
But a loss for words with how excellent of a play it was, Mick.
Setting up for a birthday party. And I asked the girls, I said, where did your dad get this?
Burnett coming back on to try to shut this one down for the Bruins. For Bellevue, 9 runs on 13 hits, no errors. For the Comets, 5 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. So throughout this series, we've seen some fairly equal amount of base hits, but the Bruins making their hits count more than the Comets. You can say that, I guess, in pretty much all 3 of the previous games and thus far in this one. So a bend but don't break effort by Bellevue pitchers. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 runners left on base over the last 4 innings. For the Comets, that's been the story of the game so far. They're going to try to break out of it as the first man they send to the plate is left fielder Jalen Denton.
14, Jalen Denton.
Denton with those 2 home runs on the day, 1 in each game, will lead things off. It's Denton, McQueen, and Rankin, the first 3 scheduled hitters against right-hander Brody Burnett. Action in the Bellevue bullpen should they need it. Off the outside edge, 2-0.
So I thought they were warming up over the Mayville bullpen too, but they're just tossing a football back and forth.
Bruins don't get the call on that one. Now 3-0 start. The worst thing that can happen is walk guys onto the bases to give Mayville a chance to close their 4-run deficit. Let's see if Brody can work his way back. There's a pitch on the inner half, now 3-1 on Jalen Denton. The wind and the pitch. That's strike 2 called, so a full count from 3-0 to 3-2. And Logan Grant, for the second consecutive day, a pitcher breaks the glove of Bellevue's catcher. Need to get some stronger laces in that thing, Logan. As he'll trade the tan-colored mitt for the black one. I guess that says something about the pop on the fastballs of Brody Burnett.
Yeah, no kidding.
Grant sets up right behind home plate. That pitch comes inside, and Denton will draw the leadoff walk. Just to make things a little bit more interesting. Here's the 6-hole hitter, second baseman Jack McQueen. McQueen is 2 for 3, a double, a single, and a walk in the 4 times he's been up. Fouls that slider back to the net.
He's a guy who likes variety.
Breaking ball in the zone. Nice pitch, downward and away. 26 hits on the game, evenly split 13 apiece, but the Bruins with 4 more runs off that attack. That one's going to go in the hole and get into left field. Jack McQueen delivers his 3rd hit of the game. And again, Mayville State continues to fight back. Runners at first and second as catcher Riley Rankin, the next scheduled batter. But first, a trip to the mound from head coach Dwayne Monlux, as he'll visit. Somebody's throwing down the bullpen. We can't see who it is on the Bellevue side from here. There are a couple of buildings and fences in the way. Maybe Teron Williams as a call to the bullpen. The day is done for Brody Burnett. He's responsible for the 2 men on base. And the bullpen gate opens. And let's see who this is coming in.
Well, while we are in between pitchers, want to remind all of our senior parents, start working your way on down once the game is wrapped up here today to the third base dugout for our senior day activities. Thank you. Give us the number there, big boy.
I'm trying to find it here, and number 18, Braden Anderson, will come on in relief for the Bruins. We saw Braden come in yesterday's contest as well. This is a save situation for Braden as he becomes the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th pitcher of the day.
Junior from Kearney, Nebraska. That's still close enough to be called local, right?
Sure. About a 3-hour drive west on Interstate 80.
Oh, we're in the Midwest. That's barely a road trip. I wouldn't even call it a road trip.
Braden Anderson, 10th appearance on the year, all of them in relief. About an inning per outing, 11 innings total on the season, has allowed 9 hits. 4 runs, all of them earned. Another good strikeout to walk ratio at 11-3. A 3.27 earned run average. Braden Anderson on in relief for the Bellevue Bruins.
I had one last night.
Braden with 3 saves on the season. That's tops in the bullpen. This is a save situation, so he could pick up number 4 here. And the first man he will face is the catcher, Riley Rankin. 2 men on, no outs. Sacrifice here would not help you very much. Has the green light, takes the first pitch upstairs. Tying run now on the on-deck circle. Bruins hoping that we continue to say that over the next 3 batters. Rankin awaits. Now 2-0. Anderson got the save yesterday in the first game in relief of starter Parker McMahon. Townsend trying to keep the runner at second as close as possible. Coming right back up at us. Rankin had a good hack but got underneath it. Now 2-1 the count.
I know the net's here for our safety and the safety of all the audience, but I would like a baseball.
Crawl up and grab that one if you want there. So.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of balls stuck on the net, off to our right. Now 2-1 the count. Down low, 3-1, advantage to the hitter. Rankin with a pair of doubles already in this game. 1 run batted in, 1 run scored, or his courtesy runner. That scores the run officially. Bruin outfielders playing deep, trying to cut off extra base hits. Chop foul. Nick Gravel has re-entered the game for the Bellevue Bruins at second base defensively, but he's playing the hitter to pull. Townsend's responsibility to keep the lead runner, Denton, close to second base as possible. Full count. Payoff pitch upcoming. Anderson sets. Hit in the air to right field. Anthony Lynn going back. Anthony Lynn at the fence, and it's a home run off the trees behind the right field fence by Riley Rankin. His 3-run home run makes it a 1-run game. Baby on that one. 9-8 now our score. As the Comets out hitting the Bruins 15-13, but still trailing by 1 run. So catcher Riley Rankin gave that one a ride.
Well, sometimes you got to make things a little bit spicy in the 9th inning, Mick.
Wow, that's a word to describe it. 3 home runs on the game for the Mayville Comets. That one's hit in the air to shallow right field. Anthony Lynn battling the sun, doing everything he can to look that one in. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning off the bat of Quinn Pershing. Here's the 9-hole hitter, Tony Villarreal, re-entered the game after being pinch hit for his last time up.
Tony Villarreal.
Villarreal 0 for 3 in this one after going 3 for 3 in game number 1. That's the fortunes of baseball, huh? Braden Anderson, breaking ball, outer half of the plate for the called strike 1.
It does like to even itself out. Law of averages and whatnot.
Try not to get too high or too low if you're a baseball player. Showing bunt, trying to work his way on. Logan Grant hops out from behind the plate, throws down to first baseman Steve Elsner. 2-3 on the play, and now the Bruins 1 out away from the victory. But the 3-run home runs made it a 1-run game, so now Chris Shotbell. What's Shotbell done? Oh, nothing much. He's just got base hits his last 4 times up on a 4 for 5 day. 4 consecutive singles for the Comet right fielder. Braden Anderson on the hill trying to earn the save for the Bruins. First pitch swinging, fouled straight back. A little bit to the right, not straight. Again, we want to remind you at the conclusion of today's game, be sure to stick around as we will have our Senior Day celebration. The 16 Bellevue seniors and their families will be recognized and honored for their contributions to Bellevue baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little flare down the right field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Maybe extra bases, but no, Shotbell. 5 consecutive singles. He plays it conservatively. Doesn't want to run into an out. The final out of the game at second base. Just off the top of the bat, but put it into a spot where nobody could get to. And now the tying run is at first. The go-ahead run is at the plate in the person of Kevin Conway.
That's exactly the type of person you want leading off for you, too. You just got to get on base.
He has done that to perfection in this one. Near perfection. He did make 1 out, driving the ball deep to right field his first time up. But single, 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 single after that.
Sounds like me in college, Mick.
Here's Kevin Conway. 1 hit to his credit. 2 hits, including a home run. A home run and a single for Conway. First pitch swinging. That one gets through the middle. And the lead runner, Shotbell, will stop at second base again. Don't want to run into that third out at third base. And now it'll be Carson Lundmark heading to the plate for the Comets. The 3-hole hitter. Been a frustrating day for Carson. 0 for 5, but a chance To help the Comet cause, out of the dugout comes Bellevue head coach Dwayne Monlux, and he'll make another call to the bullpen as the day is done for Braden Anderson, so he will not get credit for the save. And it looks like it'll be Teron Williams, Bruins closer last year, will come on to try to get the save for the home team.
That pesky hit right down the middle has been a monkey on the Bruins' back all day. Mayville keeps placing it perfectly every single time. It feels like not like clockwork, but consistent.
Now 17 hits on the day for Mayville, but still trailing by 1 run. It'll all boil down to this upcoming matchup. Teron Williams on the hill and Carson Lundmark at the place. It's conceivable that it could go one more batter, but we'll see what Teron can do here. Teron, the senior out of Belton, Missouri, his family in the stands today. Had a chance to have a quick visit with his dad in between games today. A frequent texter to our number from his barbershop down in Missouri. On the season, Teron Williams, 12th appearance, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 saves in 13 2/3 innings. Has allowed 16 hits, 13 runs, all of them earned, 18 strikeouts to 6 walks. So a nice 3-to-1 ratio there. It would be great to get a strikeout here. An out in any way, shape, or form. Teron, a 3/4 arm delivery to the plate.
Right now, Bellevue's just hoping that Teron can stay cool under the intense pressure.
All right, a righty-lefty matchup. Carson Lundmark, 0 for 5 to this point, including 2 strikeouts. Teron Williams, a strikeout kind of a pitcher, has not had a successful season this year as he did last year when his ERA was under 1, but an opportunity for the save and the Bruin win here. First pitch to Lundmark. Swing and a miss. Williams working ahead. Bellevue fans on the first base side clapping at that first pitch. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Williams comes set near the top of the shoulders. Looking the runner back at second. Hit on the ground to second base. Gravel charging hard. The throw to first is in time. 4-3 on the putout, and the Bellevue Bruins survive a scare from the Mayville Comets to win it by a score of 9-8. For the winning Bruins, 9 runs on 13 hits. They committed no errors. For the Mayville Comets, 8 runs on 17 hits, but they committed 2 errors. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins now 12-0 in the North Star Athletic Association, 28-11 on the year. For the Mayville Comets, they dropped to 3-9 overall in conference and 11-23 overall on the season. The winning pitcher today was starter Gavin Wuschke. The save goes to Teron Williams, his 3rd of the seasons. A happy bunch of Bellevue baseball players shaking hands, and they'll be waiting to greet the Mayville Comets as well. A good effort by the Comets as they never gave up on this one, but finally losing by 1 run.
Absolutely, and I think there's been 3 major things that have happened in this game today that helped contribute to how close everything was. The first is Villarreal. As shortstop, he's been very on point throughout the whole day, being able to stop the ball, get it to first, get those outs. Chappell, consistency. Getting on base as many times as he has, that's also contributed an insane amount. And of course, both teams, the right field has been very busy. Right and center field has been very busy all day, and everybody out there has done such a good job of making those plays and catching them if they didn't go over the fence.
The final margin of victory turns out to be the one additional run the Bruins scored in that 2-run 6th inning on the triple by Jordan Brandenburg. So 2 runs come across there to give the Bruins their 9-run total and winning it 9-8 by the final score. Again, the Bruins with a good hitting attack with 13 hits. Actually, the Comets did out-hit them by 4 but the Bruins making them count and come away with their third consecutive conference sweep. Looking ahead on the schedule, next week, the Bruins will be on the road on Tuesday in Crete, Nebraska. They'll take on the Doane Tigers out of the GPAC. 3 o'clock start for that game. You can find more information on the BellevueBUBruins.com website or the Doane website as well. Next weekend on the road, Madison, South Dakota, the destination, as the Dakota State Trojans awaits the Bruins. 1 o'clock start on Friday, 12 noon on Saturday. And then another road game next following week on Tuesday in Sioux City, Iowa, against Morningside Mustangs of the GPAC. And then 2 weeks from Friday, the final conference regular season matchup against the University of Jamestown. So Dakota State and Jamestown, the two tougher teams remaining in the conference for the Bruins, as the Bruins dispatch the 4, 5, and 6 conference members over the last 3 weeks.
I think the Bruins, as long as they keep up with their consistency, if they keep up with their power hitting and stealing the bases as well as some of them do, I think they have a really, really good chance to keep going and continuing into the postseason.
All right, coming up in just a few moments, we'll have Senior Day festivities. The Bruins right now down the right field area with head coach Dwayne Montlux. The save to Teron Williams on Senior Day. The win to Gavin Wuschke in this one. Wuschke now 6-2 on the season, and the Bruins go to 28-11. In just a moment here, Nick will have you take off your headset and stick the mic out the window so we can hear public address announcer Ray Quinn give us the blow-by-blow of Senior Day. Nick, thanks again for your work today. Appreciate you joining us on this. And if you want to stick around for this, great. Or if you want to hit the road, if you've got other responsibilities, that's fine as well. So a nice crowd on hand. We're treated to a couple of different type ball games today. The Bruins winning game number 1, 15-7. It was 15-2 heading into the final inning. Mayville put up some runs, and then in Mayville did not go away at all in game number 2, losing 9-8, but battling back all the way before the finale. I'll be doing some camera work here. I'll try to get a little bit better picture of the players and families as they are introduced by Ray Quinn on this Senior Day. So now I believe that is win 605 for Coach Dwayne Montlux and the coaching staff at Bellevue University with the 4-game sweep this weekend and the midweek victory over Midland as well. So congratulations once again to the coaching staff and to all the players, all the years that have made that happen. 15 years under head coach Dwayne Montlux. So the dramatic part of the day is done. And now time to have some fun meeting the players and families on Senior Day.
Our way over to the first base dugout is what I'm being told. Thank you.
Thanks for the compliment from Buck. Enjoyed baseball all afternoon with us on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Alaska, 2 hours behind Central Time, I believe. So it's still the middle of the afternoon up there in Anchorage, 3:34 there, 5:34 here. And again, thanks for spending your Saturday with us on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. So all the parents are reshuffling. They were initially told to go to the third base side. Now they're asked to go to the first base side, which makes more sense. All right. Hey, you brought good luck. Teron got the save.
All right.
We'll have a little biography of each of the senior players and some wonderful gifts contributed by the Bruin baseball program. Dwayne Mollick's home plate area now with a box full of goodies. Matthew Bills from Bills Photography here to record all the action as well. Let's see, let me find the telephoto button on here. All right. I do not profess to be a professional photographer, so bear with me with this. We'll try to get as good a look as we can of the players and families as they are introduced. Still more baseball to be played. This is senior day, but it's not the final day of the season. As we've talked about several times today, on the road next weekend, the following midweek game, and then back here for the finale, the final weekend of April, as the regular season will wrap up. And then tournament this year will be held at Dickinson State.
You got this in numerical order or alphabetical?
The script is numerical.
What is it?
Numerical.
Kinda.
Should be close to numerical. I'm going to be right on. They got 4 and 3. The first to do, but 4's first.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to John Stella Field at Brown Park for Senior Day 2025. At this time, we ask you to please direct your attention to the field for our afternoon Senior Day ceremonies. This year's senior class features 15 student athletes who have played a vital role in the Bruins' success over the past 4 years. During that time, BU has posted a 160-48 record, going 79-7 in NSAA play, winning 3 NSAA regular season championships, 3 conference tournament titles, and reaching the NAIA national tournament each of the past 3 seasons, and twice advancing to the Avista NAIA World Series. Let's meet our first senior. Number 3, Jaden Vincent. Jaden came to BU from Mount Hood Community College and is a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. Over his BU career, Jaden has appeared in 17 games, posting a 1-0 record, striking out 14 in 22 2/3 inning of work. He earned NSAA Scholar Athlete honors a year ago. He will earn his degree in sports management this spring. Jaden plans to return to the Portland area, where he has accepted a position with the Hillsboro Hops to work in the game day recreation department with former Bruin Blake Griffin. Ladies and gentlemen, from Portland, Oregon, number 3, Jaden Vincent. Our next senior, Scott Hansen, is joined by his parents, Christy and Mark. Scott came to BU from South Suburban College and is a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his time here at Bellevue, Scott has appeared in 44 games for the Bruins at third base. He has hit .369 with a .978 OPS, 14 extra base hits, 35 RBI, 44 runs scored, and 12 stolen bases while playing strong defense at third base, putting up a .944 fielding percentage this season. He is majoring in physical education and will graduate next year. Scott plans to return home to Indiana to begin his coaching career in golfing as much as time permits. Good luck with that one. Ladies and gentlemen, from Portage, Indiana, number 4, Scott Hansen. Our next senior, CJ Townsend. He's joined by his parents, Pam and Bill, and brother, Rock. CJ came to BU from Treasure Valley Community College and is a 4-year member of the Bruin baseball program. He's already completed a degree in sports management and will earn his master's in professional communication later this spring. During his Bruin career, CJ has played in 167 games, which ranks in the top 10 on the all-time career list. He's been a defensive stalwart over the past 4 years, posting a .968 fielding percentage as a middle infielder and helping the Bruins turn 55 double plays. Coming into this weekend, he had totaled 90 career hits, with 25 going for extra bases, 66 RBI, and 90 runs scored. He is a 3-time NSAA Scholar Athlete, 2-time Daktronics NAIA Scholar Athlete, and earned honorable mention all NSAA honors last season. CJ plans to return to Oregon to be closer to family and pursue a job in the Seattle Mariners front office. Ladies and gentlemen, from Eugene, Oregon, number 7, CJ Townsend. Elijah Tanner, come on in. He's joined by his parents, Amy and Jeffrey, and his grandmother, Charlene. Elijah came to BU from Whitworth College and is a 1-year member of the Bruin baseball program. This season, Elijah hit .331 with an .849 OPS, 9 extra base hits, 29 RBI, and 24 runs scored. He's totaled 7 stolen bases and committed just 1 error as the Bruins' starting left fielder. He will earn his degree in business management later this spring. Elijah plans to move back to Tri-Cities to be around family and start a business in commercial real estate. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kennewick, Washington, number 9, Elijah Tanner. Logan Grant, our next senior, joined by parents Alana and Kevin and his grandmother Elizabeth. Logan came to BU from Bismarck State College and is a 3-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his time at Bellevue, Logan has appeared in 146 games, hitting .355 with a career OPS of 1.113, which, along with his .669 career slugging percentage, ranks 11th all-time at BU. Earlier this week, Logan became Bellevue's all-time home run leader, belting his 45th home run to give the Bruins a walk-off win over Dickinson State. He ranked 2nd all-time with 177 RBI and 81 walks, 4th with 362 total bases, 5th with 79 extra base hits, and 8th all-time with 192 hits. He was a second-team All-American a season ago, the 2023 NSAA Newcomer of the Year, the 2024 NSAA Player of the Year and Gold Glove winner at catcher, a 2-time first-team All-NSAA selection, and was the 2023-2024 Bellevue University Athlete of the Year. Having completed his sports management degree, he is working on his MBA. Logan plans to play professional baseball in the short term with a long-term ambition of working in an MLB front office as an analyst. Ladies and gentlemen, from Chesterman, Alberta, number 10, Logan Grant. Parker McGann is joined by his parents Alex and Greg and Tara, his brother Justin, and his girlfriend Beta. Parker came to BU from Umpqua Community College and is a 3-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his BU career, he has appeared in 37 games with 12 starts, pitching to a 10-5 record with a 3.66 ERA. He has racked up 98 strikeouts in 108 1/3 innings of work, issuing just 30 walks and posting a 1.32 whip. He was an important piece of the Bruin bullpen the past 2 seasons while transitioning to a full-time starting role this year. Earlier this season, he was named the NSAA Pitcher of the Week. Parker has twice been named an NSAA Scholar Athlete and was a Daktronics NAIA Scholar Athlete a year ago. He will earn degrees in both health and human performance and sports management. Parker plans to pursue a professional baseball career, launch MFit, a personal training business, and become a scratch golfer. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bozeman, Montana, number 13, Parker McCann. Our next senior, Jace Wessels. Jace came to BU from Columbia Basin College as a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. He has been in action 22 games for the Bruins, made 3 starts on the hill, all coming this season. He has gone 5-0 with a pair of saves and a 3.88 ERA, with 51 strikeouts against just 6 walks and 48 2/3 career innings pitched, along with a whip of 113. This season, he is 2-0 with a 2.86 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 28 1/3 innings of work as well. He will earn his degree in secondary math education. Jace plans to return to Washington, where he has accepted a position at Lewis Clark State to serve as the director of the IT, TET, ET, READ program. Ladies and gentlemen, from Clarkston, Washington, number 20, Chase Wessels. Our next senior, Jake Lacey, joined by his parents, Sarah and John. Jake came to BU from Miles Community College and is a 3-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his Bellevue career, Jake has played in 145 games, batting .352 with a .1.089 career OPS. His name is littered across the top of the offensive record books as he ranks 3rd all-time with 158 RBI, 83 extra base hits, 4th with 47 doubles, 5th with 163 runs scored and 341 total bases, 6th with 31 home runs, and 10th with 191 career base hits. He is a 2-time first-team All-NSAA selection, 2-time NSAA Scholar Athlete, and was the 2023 NSAA Gold Glove winner in left field. He'll finish with his master's degree in cybersecurity over the summer term. Jake's plans for the immediate future are to spend time fishing. Relax, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, from Gillette, Wyoming, number 21, Jake Lacey. Balas Buckmaster, joined by his son Manny and Manny's mom Vivi Flores and his roommate Braden Anderson. Balas came to BU from the University of Antelope Valley and is a 1-year member of the Bruin baseball program. This season at Bellevue, Balas hit .300 with an .864 OPS, 6 extra base hits, 17 RBI, and 12 runs scored. He has seen time at second base and been a valuable pinch hitter for the Bruins. Back on February 14th, he homered in both games of a doubleheader at Science and Arts. He has posted a .972 fielding percentage and helped the Bruins turn a trio of double plays. He'll earn his degree in sports management later this spring. Balas plans to move to Washington to be with his son and pursue a career in sports management while also returning to Pierce College as a coach. Ladies and gentlemen, from Anchorage, Alaska, number 24, Balas Buckmaster. Our next senior, Jordan Brandenburg, joined by his parents, Joanna and Lee. Jordan came to BU from Missouri Baptist and is a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his time at BU, Jordan has played in 15 games, batting .308 with an .878 OPS, 9 RBI, 6 runs scored. He pelted his first home run as a Bruin last week with a grand slam against Dickinson State. Earlier this year, he posted back-to-back multi-hit games against Briarcliff and Hastings. He will earn his degree in business administration this spring. Jordan plans to stay in the Omaha metro area as he starts his training on June 10th for Caesars Entertainment to work in the loss prevention department. Ladies and gentlemen, from San Carlos, California, number 25, Jordan Brandenburg. Our next senior, Brady Toth, joined by his parents, Christy and John. Brady came to BU from Columbia Basin College and is a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. At Bellevue, Brady has appeared in 26 games with 10 starts on the hill. He has pitched to a 6-3 record with a 4.23 ERA and 5 saves, which ranks 20th all time. In 89 1/3 innings of work, he has logged 84 strikeouts against just 26 walks, while posting a 1.34 whip. He has recorded a career-high 7 strikeouts last year against Mayville State on his way to earning honorable mention, all NSAA honors. He will earn his degree in business administration later this spring. Brady plans to begin his own business while staying involved in baseball and taking up coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, from Boise, Idaho, how about it for number 26, Brady Toth. Our next senior is Austin Sheever. He's joined by his parents, Sarah and Brian. Austin came to BU from Kingwood High School and is a 4-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his time here at Bellevue, Austin has played in 5 games, registering a .222 career batting average. He recorded his first hit in this year's season opener against Hastings with an RBI single and went 1 for 2 last weekend with an RBI and run scored against Dickinson State. He's a 2-time NSAA Scholar Athlete and Daktronics NAIA Scholar Athlete as well. He will earn his degree in sports management with a minor in coaching. This spring, Austin plans to stay in the Omaha area and work in sales. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kingwood, Texas, number 27, Austin Sheever. Our next senior, Gavin Wuschke, joined by his parents, Tracy and Brent. Gavin came to BU from O'Canagan College and is a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his time at Bellevue, Gavin has appeared in 23 games on the mound with 19 starts. He's logged a 10-4 record with a 5.10 ERA across 102 and a third innings of work. He has struck out 89 batters, issued just 25 walks to go with a 141 whip. His 2.20 walks per 9 innings are good for 5th all-time on the BU career list, and his 3.56 strikeout to walk ratio ranks 14th all-time. He will earn his degree in business administration later this spring. Kevin plans to spend the summer playing in the WCBL for the Okotoks Dogs, rooming with BU teammate Stephen Elsner. Afterwards, he'll start a trades position with the Big Bear Ranch LLC, focusing on fabrication and production. Ladies and gentlemen, from Regina, Saskatchewan, number 33, Gavin Wuschke. Our next senior, Stephen Elsner, joined by his parents Raquel and Alex and his brother Sebastian. Stephen came to BU from College of Marion and is a 2-year member of the BU program. In his Bellevue career, Elsner has played in 76 games, hitting .376 with a 1.247 OPS, the 3rd best in program history. His .803 career slugging percentage is tops all time, while his 32 career home runs are good for 4th place on the career charts. He has totaled 59 extra base hits, 100 RBI, 88 runs scored, and 10 stolen bases. Last season, he was the NSAA Newcomer of the Year, first team All-NSAA, and a College Sports Communicators Academic All-District selection. He will earn his degree in business administration this spring. Stephen plans to play summer ball as well for the Okotoks Dogs. When the season wraps up, he'll pursue a master's degree in finance and hopes to begin a career in wealth management. Ladies and gentlemen, from San Francisco, California, number 36, Stephen Elsner. Our next senior, Teron Williams, joined by his parents, Yakisha and James, his brothers, Caden and Kyan, and girlfriend, Jory Lincoln. Teron came to BU from Highland Community College and is a 3-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his time at Bellevue, Teron has appeared in 39 games in relief, racking up a 7-2 record and ranks 11th in program history with 7 saves. He owns a career .356 ERA and a 1.04 whip, and has struck out 54 batters in 48 innings. He was a first-team All-NSAA selection last season when he put up one of the best relief seasons in BU history, going 3-0 with a pair of saves and a 0.56 ERA and 0.56 whip. He was an honorable mention in All-NSAA pick in 2023. He will earn his degree in sports management later this spring. Teron plans to continue playing baseball for as long as he can before returning home to Kansas City and kickstarting his career as a pitching coach. Ladies and gentlemen, from Belton, Missouri, number 42, Teron Williams. Our final season for this crew here, and our final senior right here. Jared Eichler, come on down, joined by his parents Jennifer and Ryan, his sister Larissa, and his girlfriend Hadley. Jared came to BU from Shoreline Community College and is a 2-year member of the Bruin baseball program. In his Bellevue career, he's appeared in 17 games in relief, going 1-0 with a pair of saves in 24 2/3 inning of work. He has posted a .474 ERA and struck out 20 batters with a whip of 1.42. He earned the NSAA All-Scholar, All-Athlete honors during the 2023 season. He will earn his degree in health and human performance following a pre-med track. Jared plans to pursue a master's degree in physiotherapy at the University of Alberta. Ladies and gentlemen, from Calgary, Alberta, number 44, Jared Eichler. Well, thank you, seniors. It's been a pleasure to announce for most of you throughout the few years you've been here. And we appreciate all your hard work and dedication to the program over the time. Your time here has left a lasting impact, and that will be forever felt in the program's legacy. We wish each of you the best in all of your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for all the 2025 Bellevue Baseball Seniors.
Thanks once again for Ray Quinn for doing the announcing, as all of the members of the senior squad of 2025, along with many of their family members, have paraded around here at John Stella Field at Brown Park. Nick, your final thoughts on today's action?
I just wanted to my final thoughts were it was a really, really good set of baseball games, Mick. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me join you in the booth this season. I'm not going to be here in a couple weeks for the next homestand, so I think this might be, maybe, it for me up here in the booth with you. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate you and everybody who tuned in to listen to us these last few weekends.
We appreciate the commentary, your insights into the game that you brought with us, and I know you'll be with us in spirit next weekend on the road and 2 weekends right back here at John Stella Field at Brown Park.
Absolutely.
All right, Nick Grimm, our color guy on the season. And be sure to catch Nick and his crew on KOZN, 1620 AM in Omaha. That'll wrap it up. Kodak moments continue for the crew out on the infield. A bunch of smiling and happy people as the Bruins complete the 4-game set and also honor the seniors on the Bellevue squad this year. Thanks for joining us. That'll wrap it up for today. For Nick Grimm, I'm Mick Krupski. Take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and come on back in 2 weeks for more baseball action right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.